Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow one to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
And the streak continues!
CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
A special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening and welcome back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as we get ready for the final game of the sectional tournament. It's the sectional championship game between the number 1 seed, the Hedgesville Eagles, here in Section 1, and the number 2 seed, the Musselman Applemen. The two teams have split both the regular season and postseason series. It's the 5th game of the year between these two squads, tied at 2 on the year, and it's winner go home for both teams. The winner of this game heads to the regionals championship round where they will take on the Jefferson Cougars. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, and Spencer Dupuis. Back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin, and our cameraman tonight is Dylan Bishop. And Trip, it's an even season series, both regular season and postseason. These two teams have battled it out all year. I mean, they know each other really well at this point, and it should be another great game.
Yeah, I mean, coming right down to Stevens versus Tanner Matthews, and two of the best pitching staffs and best offenses and the two deepest teams, I think, in the EPAC. And I think that's why they're here. And Musselman has to have a short memory and kind of if they can get through that first inning and get a little bit of momentum, I think the whole thing, whatever happened last night goes away pretty quick.
And Trip, I think this is kind of, one of the most, I guess, of all of our heads together that we kind of thought at the beginning of the year that maybe the section would have slated out, with the fact that Musselman has, what we thought at the beginning of the year, one of the, if not the deepest pitching staffs in the EPAC, and then you look over at Hedgesville, they're a very senior-laden team that, was that team last year that was just very young, and now this year they're more experienced, and it all comes down to tonight.
Yeah, I mean tonight you're going to see you're going to see 4 of those seniors, and Gano, French, Ruest, and Connor and Matthew, 5 of those seniors out there working it tonight. So, but what impresses me is what they're doing. Not to take anything away from them, but that's kind of expected out of that senior group. And what's impressed me is the other 4 guys, the Patterson, Canarium, Pence, and French, who's just they've just came along and just really got it done here in the last couple weeks. And and I can't say enough about what French has done for this team. As he's come out of that being DH for and just become one of the hottest hitters on this team. Did a little bit of research there earlier, and we're looking at the postseason leaders. And on Hedgesville, in their postseason games, Brown has 4 hits and a double. Braylon Connor has 4 hits and a double. Landon Pence has 3 hits and a double. French has 4 hits and a double. Pedersen and Brown leading this team with 5 and 4 RBIs respectively. So a lot of production up and down that lineup, and I think that's what makes them very, very hard to beat with that offense they have. That we really didn't know if it was going to be that kind of offense early, and to be able to put up that kind of numbers, in the postseason and a couple times on Musselman's pitching staff is just phenomenal. But on the other side, Musselman's the same way. They've got Myers at 4 hits with a double, Mobley 3 hits, 3 RBIs, Boer with 3 hits, Lohr with 2 hits, Hartman with 2 hits, and Boyles with 3 hits. So in this postseason, and they're playing 1 game. They played 1 game less than Hedgesville so far. So. And then last night got shut out pretty much by DeLauder, so they put up some big numbers in their games, and they're capable. And I don't think we've seen the best out of Lohr and Hartman yet. Hartman's a little bit hurt, but I think these guys know the game's on the line. They're playing hurt. A couple on the Hedgesville side's playing a little sick with the stomach bug, but I don't see anybody out of the lineup for it. So it tells me that they want to get out there and get after it, and I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, they do. And talking with Coach Hartman before the game, and I was asking of the availability of Baden Hartman on the mound because it's a winner-go-home game. Maybe he could come in and throw an inning if need be. Well, that's not the situation tonight, and they're using warm-ups to double-check that he can actually play short tonight because of his arm. And right now it looks like he's going to give it a go, but that could be changed right before they go switch lineups with the umpires.
Yeah, I don't think it would be changed. I think it would take something really terrible for Baden to pull him off of there right now. I think he'd play barehanded and throw it over left-hand if he had to. Just talk to him. How's it feel? He said it feels a little bit worse than yesterday, but what are you going to do? I'm going to be there. I'm playing shortstop, and I'm hitting, and I'm going to do everything I can do for this team. So that's what he told me 5 minutes ago. If something changes, with his coach here, Hartman, and sees something that he thinks is going to affect the team, I'm sure he'll take him out. But it won't be because Baden wants that, I can tell you that.
That's what's been kind of, I think, the interesting thing about this tournament is 3 out of the 4 teams have dealt with injuries, have dealt with illness now with Hedgesville. And Jefferson's sitting out there, just awaiting these teams. They're going to be fully healthy heading into the regional championship. So, hopefully none of this carries over into that, but it could. And it's just been interesting to see the depth of these teams and guys stepping up for Musselman and Hedgesville and Martinsburg as well with the Mike Lupus injury. It's been unfortunate that they've had to get to that point, but I think it shows how good all the teams are around here and how many good players are in this area.
Yeah, I think certainly Martinsburg was marred with injuries, and I think that's what, ultimately got them in the situation that they're in. They never threw a senior pitcher in a sectional. Every pitcher they threw was underclassmen and, and a junior with Boober the game. So, they were stricken with injury. Lupus injury kind of took the air out of them. Rasenweber not able to go much and be quite ready as his arm, got sore and had that shoulder problem. Jameer, with his issue with his ankle and was it Achilles, I believe, left him a little bit inexperienced for the year that they thought he would be. So on the other side of it, Hedgesville, they got their guys in and they stayed healthy and they were able to get that experience that they needed here coming down the stretch in the sectional. I think that's why you see Pence and Brown and Canarium and Pedersen, those guys are able to, compete because they had all that, all those at-bats this summer and stayed away from injury. But I think Musselman's the deepest pitching staff. I think right now Hedgesville's the deepest staff as far as personnel goes. They have a lot of position guys. They still have, Mike Nichols over there. They still have Yasiel Riviera Sosa over there. They've got just so many guys that can come in and do things with Ian Wolf, and so they're deeper position-wise, and they have some pitching and to play and to win a sectional. They're going to have to beat one of the better pitchers in the EPAC tonight, and looks like he's ready to go. And I think it's just going to come down to, Musselman, holding off that first onslaught of that momentum that's carrying over. If they don't get out clean, Musselman get a couple runs on the board, and I think that takes away anything that happened last night.
Take our first break here on the countdown to first pitch, brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm, Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine is joining the effort to help bring attention to this year's theme, Roadway Safety is No Accident. With a documented rise in motor vehicle crashes and fatalities throughout our nation, the theme is both timely and appropriate. Our roadways continue to become overcrowded, drivers are more distracted, and safety hazards are growing. Prevention is the key. Safety is a choice. This message for National Trauma Awareness Month is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as we now get into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 170 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. We'll start the head coach of the Musselman Appleman, Josh Hartman, and then hear from head coach Eric Grove. Here with the head coach of the Musselman Appleman, Josh Hartman. Coach, your team taking on Hedgesville for the 5th time this season here tonight. Is it kind of strange to be playing a team 5 times in 1 year? I mean, at this point, there's no secrets, right?
There's definitely no secrets right now. I was kidding with Eric a little bit before the game. It's like, man, this almost was like home. We've been here so many times. Like, you need to put us like a little welcome mat and some hanging baskets up or something, some mixed fruit or something when we get here next time. But, yeah, 5-game series at this point, and this is the one that decides it. So I'm looking forward to tonight. I know Hedgesville's looking forward to tonight as well, and hopefully the best team wins. And you know what? One of these teams are going to go home unhappy tonight, and it's a shame because there's 2 pretty good baseball teams playing tonight.
Last night didn't go your guys this way, obviously being run ruled. What did you kind of take away from the game last night?
They were hitting. I think they're still hitting. Top to bottom, that lineup is tough. I mean, I think they had 10 different kids get hits, and everybody in the lineup factored in on that, and they were all big hits. Can't have that tonight. We're telling the guys if they're going to put the ball in play, there's no doubt about that. It's like we just got to, when they do that, hopefully they don't have runners on in front of them, and when they do that, hopefully we can make the play and get out of the innings.
Dylan Stevens going for you tonight. Dylan's arguably been your best pitcher the last 2 years. Really no other guy you'd rather have on the mound tonight, right?
Oh, absolutely not. That kid, he's been with me since his freshman year. That COVID year he didn't obviously get to play, but game on the line, season on the line, you're definitely going to go with the guy that has carried you all year long and in the years past, and there's nobody I trust more with the baseball than give it to him tonight, and I know he's going to do good things for us tonight.
Anything stand out to you heading into this game that you'd like to see in particular that you think could help you guys get the win tonight?
Just produce every inning. We got to find a way to manufacture runs. We got to find a way to get runners in when we get in scoring position, and we got obviously limit their bats. They can't bat around 4 times in a game, and for us expect to win this ball game tonight. So hopefully we could have a few quick innings and get out of it and come in and get a few runs ourselves.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
Hey, thank you, Nick. Thank you, guys.
Here with the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove. Coach, your team able to get a 12-2 win last night. Seems like your offense has gotten better and better throughout the tournament, and they really showed out last night, got a complete team win.
Yeah, and hopefully we have the same mindset in the box, and our kids, stay aggressive. We need to ultimately, we got to push runners across when they're in scoring position, take advantage of any walks or errors they have, and I think a big thing here is going to be getting up early. Whichever team gets up early the other one's really going to feel the pressure as the game wears on.
5th time facing this Hedgesville team, or facing this Musselman team for you guys, and no secrets at this point. You guys know they're pitching really well. They know you're pitching really well. Is it tough going into a game facing a team 5 times in one season?
Yeah, it is. It has a college or major league feel to it. Now, regardless of what happens tonight, there's not a lot separating these two teams. I think that's pretty well documented. It's just going to be about the grit and competitive spirit each team shows and who can hold their composure in the big moments.
Tanner Matthew pitching for you guys tonight, arguably your most underrated pitcher. When you talk about him, not a whole lot of people do, and he was able to pitch well earlier against the same team, didn't get the win, but what are you looking for from Tanner tonight?
He's going to battle and throw a lot of strikes, and that's what you need in a situation like this. He's a very flat-line kind of guy, and the emotions will get the best of you in a game like this. We've personally, coaches and stuff, we've been in this spot before, but a lot of these kids haven't. And so how do we convey that message to them to control your emotions and use, that spirit in the right way? The team that does that's going to have an advantage, and I think Tanner gives us a good chance.
Again, you get to see Stevens kind of struggled offensively against him last time, but now that it's the second time you faced him this year, what are you kind of telling the guys at the plate?
Well, I think he's going to have, he's going to be amped up. They're familiar with him because a lot of them are friends with him, I feel like. So the tendencies are going to be known. It's how well he locates the spots. And, ultimately there's probably going to be a ball or two dropped tonight or some kind of wacky play that's going to give a team an advantage somewhere. And it's, do you really put your foot down there or what? We're hoping it's us.
Anything else, Coach?
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you for covering us this year.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
So that does it for our coaches' interviews. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll continue to break down this matchup. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses?
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, back in the studio. Colin McLaughlin will give you the starting lineups, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go to here. Trust if your flooring needs. Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009. We're online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We'll start the Musselman Appleman, the away team tonight, leading off and playing center field. Number 14, Kyle Lohr, batting second. And playing shortstop, number 13, Baden Hartman. Batting third, the catcher, number 9, Taryn Boyles. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 8, Jason Myers. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 4, Wyatt McClintock. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 3, Trevor Bohr. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 11, Dylan Stevens. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Chansey. And batting ninth, Austin Moberly, the second baseman. For the Hedgesville Eagles, leading off at the shortstop, number 12, Braylon Connor. Batting second, the third baseman, number 17, Noah Brown. Batting first, the first baseman, or batting third, the first baseman, number 7, Jackson Rest. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 11, Brett Pedersen. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 24, Connor Quinn. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 6, Landon Pence. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Chris French. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 14, Trent Canarium. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 1, Gage Cano. On the mound for Hedgesville is Tanner Matthew, and playing left field for Musselman will be Aiden Seitz. We will take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have first pitch of some West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick Your Own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman here, as we get ready for first pitch between Hedgesville and Musselman. The winner of this game advances to the regional series between the winner of this game and the Jefferson Cougars, who won Section 2. This is the final game here of the Section 1 tournament, and we'll get into our first pitch here momentarily, brought to you by CMA Chevy of Martinsburg. Make your way to CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue today for quality vehicles, a friendly team, and professional service at every step of the way. Chevy, find new roads. It's going to be Tanner Matthew on the mound here tonight for Hedgesville, the right-hander for the Eagles, and leading off will be Kyle Lohr. It will be Lohr followed by Baden Hartman in the lineup, and then Taryn Boyles, as the two teams have split both the regular season and postseason series. Most of the games have been close. There's been a few outliers here and there, but overall last night was the biggest of those outliers, a run rule victory for Hedgesville to force this game here today.
Yeah, I think one thing that Coach Grove said makes a lot of sense with Tanner Matthews getting the start here is he doesn't get rattled, and this is a game where you can't get rattled. You know, Musselman's going to throw some punches and get some hits, and he's going to push the buttons. I don't think it's going to be a nothing ball game, so they're going to have to withstand it. Last night, Musselman come out swinging, 2 hits right out of the gate, 2 doubles, 1-0. Looked like they were on fire, and they only give up. Lane DeLauder only give up 2 hits the rest of the way. So, you know, Musselman will get going. If Laura gets on, of course, you know, there's a good chance he'll score. And so he gets on base, wheels himself around the bases, and got guys behind him that put the ball in play. So, but, you know, Tanner Matthews, 1-1 in this series this year. He's thrown 13 2/3 innings, given up 17 hits, 12 runs, 7 earned, 12 strikeouts, and only 5 walks. So, you know, Musselman has put the ball in play against him and has, you know, had some success at times. But I think it's a situation where, I think Coach Grove knows that Musselman's going to hit it and need a guy out there that can stand in there and go 7 innings strong and give his team a chance to win and not get rattled.
66 degrees and cloudy here at first pitch. Our weather brought to you by CMA Toyota of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home of the lifetime limited powertrain warranty of every new vehicle that we sell at no additional cost to you. First pitch misses low and inside for ball 1, and we are underway here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Tanner Matthew, the right-hander, delivers the next pitch to Lore. It's a chopper hit toward first. Ruest has some issues with it, but still beats Lore to the bag for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it ate him up there, but he able to keep it in front of him and then just grab it.
It got him in the face. I mean, it come up, and a good thing it wasn't hit hard. He wanted to come up and get that big hop, and he just stayed back and just blocked it up and just become a catcher there in the position. Just dropped down to a knee and blocked it up, and it took a big hop shot up. I think it got him either in the Adam's apple there or possibly in the, in the chin, but it definitely got up in that area, and he blocked it up and touched first. Jeff King down there at first, Buckhoff Master at second. Looks like we got Tapley behind the plate.
There's a Boyd down there at third.
And we got Boyd at third, yep.
Pitch here to Baden Hartman. Matthew starts him with a strike. Matthew not a strikeout pitcher, third on the team in the strikeouts category of just 30 on the year, but very solid pitcher for this team all season. And Baden Hartman rips this one into left field. That ball,
home run,
is out of here. It just kept carrying down that third base line, and a delayed reaction from everybody in the dugout as Baden Hartman has a solo shot to get the Applemen on the board here first at 1-0. I guess that arm must be feeling a little bit better, and that's a great response for the Musselman team that got run ruled last night.
Yeah, I was going to say, if your team gets run ruled 12-2 last night, the best way to come out in the series is to say, hey, we're going to go with the long ball early. And that's just the leader Baden Hartman is. He wants to lead this team, and he did so right there. And now they have a 1-0 lead. Gives them the big difference here and could rattle Tanner Matthew.
Third homer of the year for Baden Hartman is 29th for RBI. He might end up being the EPAC player of the year when it's all said and done.
He curled that one around the pole. Everybody kind of waited to see what Boyd was going to say. I thought from my angle
it hit the pole.
It was close.
The very right part of the pole, I think it hit.
It was close, but it wasn't a pop fly. It was a line drive.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to get down in that corner, just carried and lined, just a straight line drive. Lined it right out of here.
I heard some sort of noise, which I had kind of lost the ball, so I thought maybe it hit the wall out there, but I didn't see it anywhere. So I said, must have hit the pole then.
What a way to start the game, though.
Fence out there? No.
Yeah, that's a great way to start the game. A guy who's out there, his wrist isn't 100% by any means, just getting in there and gutting it out.
1-1 pitch here to Boyles is low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Then again, you just see Tanner Matthews going to work. Those things happen when you get out there and you get on the mound and you pitch against some of the best. You're going to get hit. You're going to win some, lose some, and he's still.
2-1 pitch, low for ball 3. So Boyles works himself ahead now to a 3-1 count. We'll see if Matthew can respond from the home run.
Yeah, Matthew's still out there just standing tall and taking care of business as much as he can possibly do from his spot.
3-1 is a called strike 2 on the inside part of the plate. Boyle shakes his head in agreement. So 3-2 count with one down.
A good placement there if you're going to come in. And come in right at the knees on the inner part of the plate.
The 3-2 pitch from Matthews hit hard. It's over the glove of Noah Brown at third base, and Taryn Boyles has a one-out single.
Yeah, that chop kind of just right over his glove and into left field, and you got a home run and now a single. And a team that couldn't really hit a lot last night's already got 2 hits and a run.
Yeah, that ball there, that'll give you the yips the rest of the night if you're at third base, and as Brown come up a little bit and just one step back from that, and it just took a big hop up like it did on the Ruess, but this time it was hit with a lot more exit velo. So that kind of remains in your mind when you're a third baseman about how that ball hops over there.
Jason Myers will take the first pitch for a called strike 1. Myers hitting .375 on the year, leads the team in RBIs with 39. Runner on first with one down for the Applemen. And a 1-0 lead after the Baden-Hartman homer. The next pitch misses outside for a ball. 1 strike here on Myers, another guy with home run power in this lineup. So some dangerous hitters throughout for the Applemen. Musselman coming out in the gray jerseys, gray pants with the red and green stripes down the side of the jersey and on top of the jersey as well. Green numbers outlined in white and green letters as well. Hedgesville in their home white jerseys, white pants with the blue stripe down the side and the Hedgesville baseball logo in blue with the blue hats. Throw over, not in time.
Boyle's doing the catching, still running, so not getting a courtesy runner. I'm not sure who they got in there to run.
Pitch here is a swing and a miss for strike 3, so Matthew able to come back and get a strikeout after the home run and single given up. Strikes out Myers to make it 2 down in the inning, and now we do see the courtesy runner coming on.
Tripp, why as a coach would you wait there?
Well, I mean, if you feel like he's a better base runner at that point, you would leave him out there, and try to get him around. Once you get to 2 outs, it's just courtesy to get him in there and get him some rest as much as possible. And, the chances now of him, ball in the corner and him scoring is only way you're going to get him in with 1 hit.
Braden Miller will be the courtesy runner here. Courtesy runners are courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, the Premier Legion team in the area. It's a 1-0 count here on Wyatt McClintock.
But, I'm not quite sure. I mean, he certainly has some speed there. And, sometimes it's not all about speed, it's just knowing the game, different things.
McClintock sends one through the 5-6 hole into left field. Third hit of the inning for the Applemen, and with 2 outs, they got 2 base runners for Trevor Moore.
Now batting number 3, Trevor Moore.
Yeah, Musselman had 4 hits last night. All the whole game, they got 3 already tonight. But again, very similar to last night, they come out hitting, and Hedgesville withstood the storm. Only give up 1 run, and they have an opportunity here to get out of this with 1 run. And then we know what those bats can do in there. So I just think it's going to be again like last night, like a boxing match each round. And Hedgesville won that round 2 resoundingly, and that just was pretty much the end of the game there.
Bohr fouls off this first pitch that he sees for strike 1. So runner and Miller on second base. And McClintock standing down there at first after the 2-out single for the utility man. Playing third base here tonight with Dylan Stevens on the mound for the Applemen. Top of the first inning, 1-0. Musselman on top, and Trevor Bohr's going to give this ball a ride out toward left field, but getting to it in time for the final out of the inning is Pedersen. But Musselman strikes first on the Baden-Hartman homer. We head to the bottom of the first with the Eagles coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are. and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details. Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Are we back?
We welcome you back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. We apologize for any visual issues we're having here tonight. For whatever reason, we're having some connectivity problems, but hopefully those are resolved. 1-0 Appleman, for those of you watching on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, maybe experiencing some visual issues with the broadcast, but 1-0 our score in favor of the Appleman as Baden Hartman gets a home run to put Musselman on the board here first. Dylan Stevens pitching with the lead as Braylon Connor comes to the plate to lead things off for Hedgesville. Stevens was able to get the win over this Hedgesville team the other night, 4-3. After going down 3-0, the pitch here from Stevens hits the zone for strike one.
Yeah, Dylan went 6 innings, give up 7 hits. 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 5 strikeouts, and 4 walks. And Trevor Bohr came in and got that 3-out save.
Connor fouls this one off, so he gets behind, no balls and 2 strikes. We'll updates for you throughout the regional championship game in softball as Jefferson taking on Hedgesville tonight. We were originally going to be there, but obviously the rainouts forcing the sectional tournament to continue. A swing and a miss for strike 3 here for Braylon Connor, so he goes down swinging for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, scoreless there right now, top second.
And those updates brought to you by Jambo Construction and Fencing LLC, a veteran-owned company that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452. Next pitch called strike 1 on Noah Brown, who's had a good postseason trip.
Yeah, he's had a great postseason. We looked at his postseason numbers there. So he's got 4 hits and a double. He's leading this team with him and Braylon Connor, 4 hits in a postseason.
This one a ground ball hit toward McClintock. He throws to first for the second out of the inning. And good to see that Baden Hartman's able to stay at shortstop like we talked about in the pregame, and Jason Myers playing first base, and quickly 2 out here in the first after the ground out from third to first, the 5-3 ground out, and that will bring Jackson Rest to the plate. Pitch here from Stevens misses high and outside for ball 1.
Stevens did a real nice job there early getting those first 2 strikes across on those batters, borderline strikes there.
That one apparently just missed a little bit low, it looked like, from up here. 2-0 count. Not a bad pitch, though, from Dylan Stevens. 2 down here in the inning.
Should be back to normal with our connectivity. Once again, apologize for those issues.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2-1 count here. 1-0 Appleman if you're just now tuning in. Baden Hartman with a big solo shot to begin the scoring for the Appleman. The next pitch low for ball 3. It's a 3-1 count here on Jackson Ruest with 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Winner advances to the regional championship series to take on the Jefferson Cougars, and then of course the winner of that series will advance to the state tournament. The 3-1 pitch from Stevens is poked out toward left field, giving a chase and making the play on the run is Aiden Seitz in foul territory for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Eagles. We head to the second inning. It is Musselman 1, Hedgesville nothing. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process. Don't believe me? Ask Washington Patriot and Fairmont State commit Cam Moore.
I've gotten a lot of looks with Post 14, more than any other team. It's probably been one of my favorite teams to play for.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Ball complex, 1-0. Musselman over Hedgesville as we begin this second inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Spencer Dupuis, Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, and back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin. And Trip, good start to the game for Musselman. They were able to put up 3 hits in that first inning and only 1 run, but to get that home run, give them some confidence here after a tough night last night.
Yeah, tough night. You certainly don't want to come out and go down 1-2-3 in the first inning. Musselman did exactly what they had to do in the first inning to erase any of that memory from last night. So now I think you've gotten rid of that, and now I think you're going to see 2 teams just get after it here. Musselman feeling pretty confident that they can hit Tanner Matthews. The last time he was out there, they got the win on a real tight ball game.
I think the good thing for them is not only did they score that run on that homer, but they also set Hedgesville down 1-2-3.
Yeah, I mean, now they have confidence that Stevens is building. It's always fun to pitch with a lead, but 1 run's not going to win this game, of course.
Say that now.
1-1
count.
1-0. It might be 1-run game, but I don't know if it's going to be 1-0. Could be 8-7 or something to that effect, or 5-4, but I doubt it's going to be 1-0.
Yeah, I wouldn't certainly bet on it. 1-1 count here.
We don't bet on high school sports.
That's very true. Just want to chopper it toward third. Noah Brown throws the first in time for the first out of the inning.
Just got to put that out there because there's a lot of betting issues right now in the world.
That's true, especially in baseball.
Yeah.
Ground down here for Dylan Stevens. That'll bring Connor Chansey to the plate. .235 average for him in his limited opportunities on the season. And he'll hit here with 1 out. Able to get a infield single in one of the games in the series, but he swings and misses here for strike 1.
Yeah, Chansey got a single the other night there. One of the last night? Feels like forever ago.
I think it was 2 nights ago.
Feels like forever ago.
Or
it was last
2
night.
games ago, whatever.
It was last night.
It was last night.
Before Myers got taken off.
Next one, I called strike 2. All the games have kind of ran together.
Yeah.
It's almost felt like Hedgesville's hosted the tournament, and like Musselman and Martinsburg played here too.
Yeah. Well, that's why you want to get that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Everybody says it doesn't mean a lot, but it means a tremendous amount.
The 0-2 misses low and outside for ball 1.
And I think you say it means a tremendous amount. Hedgesville having dropped that game to Musselman on Thursday, and then being here for the sectional championship on both nights, I think is huge.
Yeah, it's big. It's a little odd, but
it's odd, but
to be in the losers bracket and host. But that's how they have it set up. And
1-2 with 1 away is fouled off by Chansey. Of course, regional tournament doesn't work that way, or the regional championship series. It will be a home game for Jefferson in game 1 since they are the number 1 overall seed. Then either Hedgesville or Musselman will host in game 2. Have a chance to win the whole thing if you're able to win the first game, and then of course game 3 will go back to Jefferson. So like your traditional 3-game series, if there was such a thing in professional sports, but there's a strikeout looking for Chansey and Moberly coming to the plate. Second strikeout of the day for Tanner Matthew, who I said earlier isn't really a strikeout guy, but he's gotten off to a good start here tonight.
Yeah, he does things that are unexplainable. For me as a coach and been around it, he just keeps the ball down, mixes his locations up and down, he changes eye levels, and comes in and out, and he just keeps these guys off balance. Doesn't throw a tremendous amount of off-speed stuff, but he certainly can hit the glove, as you see there where Canarium set it up in. And umpire Tapley didn't give him the strike. He turned around and asked him, kind of where was that at respectfully. And so Tanner's able to hit that spot.
1-0 pitch here. Lined right back up the middle for Moberly, who continues to hit well out of the 9 spot. And it's a 2-out single for Austin Moberly, the second baseman.
Yeah, that's Moberly's 4th hit on the postseason, and leading this team here. He's one of the team leaders with hits, as he's right up there with the best of them. Myers with 4 hits, now Moberly with 4 hits. Hartman now with 3 hits with a double and a home run here. These stats are a little skewed because Hedgesville played 1 extra game, so you have to take that into effect. Of course, Musselman didn't get the bat only 5 times last night.
Pitch here to Kyle Lohr. Lined into left center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Moberly's going to be sent home. And the throw to the plate is high. Moberly scores easily, and Lohr's going to go all the way to third. It is 2-0 Appleman on the RBI double from Kyle Lohr.
A little bit of Lohr just stroked that ball. When it first went off the bat, it kind of just went to the left of Matthews. I thought Gano had a shot at it, but it just kept tailing away, and he had no chances. It tailed away and got there to the WVU medicine marker out there, and it got down quick. You probably shouldn't have thrown home on the cut, did Braylon Connor, but when he did throw it, he cut it loose up here almost in our laps as it got out of his hand, and that allowed Lohr to move up with 2 outs and 90 feet away. So probably should have split the runner there. He was feeling it, felt like he may have had a shot, but didn't get it done, and allowed the runner to move up.
So 2-0 Appleman on top of the Eagles here in the second inning. A runner on third and Lohr, and Hartman with the home run at the plate. The 1-0 pitch to Baden is taken low for ball 2.
The thing about Baden is he hit that home run. It was just a line drive, just a line drive, but it was a line drive that was out of here. But he'll take a walk now if you give it to him. He's not going to go up there and swing at bad pitches for the most part.
The 2-0 pitch to Hartman, ripped into left field. That's another base hit and another run coming in to score for the Appleman. Pedersen has some issues with it in left. Hartman will be able to take second. It is 3-0 Musselman, and Baden Hartman's got a 2 RBI night.
And he, turns that single and be able to get into second base. And it's once again, I don't know what it is in the grass out there. Maybe it seems like all this year we've seen something happen in left field, and we saw it last night in the game, and we see it once again tonight.
It's a hard place to field. The field's a little hard, and I was talking to Nicky Brown before the game, and in their defense, this field gets beat on. It gets used for high school, get used for, some summer ball, some adult league, some Legion ball here. They've got, the little league plays here, junior league, senior league. It doesn't get any break at all in order, a chance for that grass to fill in. And it's just a very well-used multi-purpose field here as far as multi-team field. So, and if you're never taking care of a field, it's just extremely hard when it gets that much use, especially without a sprinkler system,
Runner on second base, and Boyle sends one hard on the ground toward Noah Brown, and Brown comes up throwing to first in time. The Musselman plates 2 in the inning. Made it to the bottom of the second inning. It is 3-0 Appleman. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, and Spencer Dupuis. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, again apologize for some of our issues with the connection, which is what's causing, I believe, people to believe it's a camera issue, but it's really, I think, a connection issue.
It's a connection issue because Dylan Bishop's one of the finest cameramen we got, so definitely not him focusing in and out.
He's all state camera.
If Spencer was on there, I would probably yes, probably it was operator error, but it's not, so we apologize.
This one lifted by Pedersen into center field, and that ball is over the blue monster out there in center, and Brett Pedersen puts the Eagles on the board with the solo shot to make it 3-1. Still Appleman on top, but that could give the Eagles that momentum. I haven't seen a ball go over that center field.
I think maybe Chase did that. DeLauder did that during the summer, right, when he was here, when he wasn't supposed to be. I think Coach Grove told us that. He was knocking him over there.
Yeah, that's more of Chase DeLauder, more of hitting them over the trees. So, yeah, it was a little. That ball was hit, and it was hit well. I wouldn't quite compare it to some of DeLauder's bombs, but it was hit into the trees out there, and this huge shot for a sophomore, and just a big lift for this Hedgesville team. And great to see him back out there. Last night he had some stomach issues and actually was vomiting, off and on throughout the night at different times. We didn't know it, and he just was struggling, to get it together, and they got some fluids in him. And I asked him today how you feel. He said, I feel great, and it shows.
Connor Quinn fouling it off. 1 ball, 1 strike here on him.
That definitely got the crowd going a little bit here. That was definitely, you couldn't really hear the crowd for the most part after that Baden Hartman home run.
Got Ruest up in the bullpen and see if they can get back in this, if they feel like he gives them a better shot, as Matthews has been hit around a little bit the first time through.
And Nick and I were talking about this in the car right here. I said, you got to think that Jackson Ruest would be available if needed in an elimination game tonight based upon the number of days off.
Oh, yeah, he's available. He's a guy who can go on short rest easily. You may see him if Musselman continues to square up Tanner Matthews to get a walk there for Colin Quinn there, the DH.
Yep, Quinn draws the walk. That will bring Landon Pence to the plate, another young guy starting to heat up. Now his average has climbed to 290. Came in hitting around 265, I believe, in this sectional tournament. But
yeah, he's got 3 hits and a double in the tournament, and he's one of the guys who's been successful in this whole series with 6 hits and a double.
This one hit back up the middle, and that's another hit for Landon Pence against the Applemen. With 2 on now and just 1 out of the inning, and quickly Hedgesville working its way right back in this ball game as they've got runners on the bases for Chris French, who's been good really since he's picked it up, has been really good as of late as well. So
yeah, these guys at the bottom of Hedgesville line have been very impressive, and then right behind them you see Canarium who's hitting, and Ganoa behind that. They're just a very tough team to get out. Nobody out, and 3 batters come to the plate: a home run, a walk, and a solid single. And Musselman's in a jam here.
Dylan Stevens still on the mound for the Applemen. He had a 1-2-3 inning to begin the ball game, but here in this second, Hedgesville getting a little bit of momentum. The next pitch from Dylan Stevens hit on the ground towards short. Hartman's going to try to turn 2, but it eat him up. Connor Quinn's going to come around to score. Hedgesville cuts into the lead again. It's now 3-2.
And I think that home run definitely not only changed kind of the fans here, but definitely gave some confidence to these guys in the dugout, and they're getting loud down in the dugout. It's kind of hard to actually hear them based upon because you're hearing the fans too much.
Definitely, a home run will lift up, get your dugout moving when you're down 3-0, and you feel like that. It's an elimination game, and it's just you really got to get after it. Something's got to happen to give you some life. And while we got this break, I'd like to take a moment to tell everybody. Last night, when at the end of the game, there was an obstruction, possible contact here, and a lot's been said about it. And on the air, I said, as Josh Hartman come out of my mouth came the words, hold on here. We've got Hartman talking to the umpire. We could have catcher interference, and he could get ejected. And when I said he, I meant Brown, because in that particular, anytime you have obstruction, obstruction by the fielder, but then you get contacted by the runner, then at that point the umpire has to decide whether that contact was malicious or incidental. If it's malicious, then you are thrown out of the game and you're ejected and you're out. If it's incidental, the play goes forward. But I never once meant that the catcher and his interference that he would get thrown out. My eyes were looking at Brown. My brain just didn't say Brown could get thrown out. So my apologies to Taryn Boyles for anybody who might have misunderstood that. But anyway, the play went on and it's over, and apologize to anybody who took it the wrong way.
This one misses high for ball one to Canerium. I'm glad you cleared that up, Tripp, because it was a weird play, and we certainly, you never knew. Maybe some people thought you meant Coach Hartman should get thrown out for that. The 1-0 pitch here, lined into right field. That will get down for a base hit for Trent Canerium. Runner coming around to score. The throw home, not in time, and Landon Pence scores, and we are tied at 3 between Musselman and Hedgesville. We knew this one wouldn't get out of hand like last night did. We were expecting it to be back and forth. It's an RBI single for Trent Canerium.
And I think we're having a
courtesy runner here.
Cash Dunham.
Our courtesy runners, courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, the Premier Legion team in the area. But again, it's the bottom of the order producing for the Eagles. Home run from, Pedersen's in the middle of the order, but 6, 7, 8 guys all finding ways to get on. Pitch here.
Whole new ball game right now.
Yep, tying at 3, so.
Nothing again.
Essentially.
Yeah. So Gage has got himself a base hit here. If McClintock stays back, he continues to stay back. He's going to try to push that ball down that third base line. If it gets down there hard, he's going to have to come get it as far as McClintock goes. All right, we've got Myers way up, Moberly over, so it's kind of going to kill any double play because Moberly would never be able to get there and turn it. So you can hit away safely here and probably stay out of the double play.
2-0 pitch, called a strike on the outside corner.
Speaking of Hedgesville, scoring update from the regional tournament in softball. It's 1-0 Hedgesville. They take a 1-0 lead after a Grace Brown single. Olivia Cooper scores.
Gano bunts this one down the third baseline, but it's going to roll foul. So now 2 strikes on him, still with 2 on. Nobody out here in this second inning. A big rally for the Hedgesville Eagles, making it a 3-3 ball game after the Pedersen home run, a walk, a single from Landon Pence, and then an RBI single from Trent Canerium. And we are tied up at 3. A big swing and a miss. For the first strikeout here of the inning.
That's big there because, you don't want to come up bases loaded with top of the order coming up, nobody out. So now they can move back into a little bit of a double play depth. They can push the defense back a little bit. Connor's probably not going to bunt here, certainly not with his batting average and his ability to get the ball in the gap and score French with a base hit.
Pitch here to Braylon Connor. That is lined out to deep left field. That ball has some carry. It's over the head in left field of Aiden Seitz. 1 run is in to score. Second one coming around as well. The throw in from the Appleman. Not in time, and Hedgesville takes its first lead of the night at 5-3 over Musselman here in the second inning on the Braylon Connor RBI double.
What a great rally for these Eagles this inning. It was 3-0 headed into the inning.
Yeah, they're on pace to have another one of those 8-0 innings, but they've scored 5 this inning. They've had 2 big second innings here 2 nights in a row, and it's just Musselman has got to find the answer for these bats as top to the bottom just keep hitting, and you feel like you get down 3-0 against a great team, and as Dylan Stevens on the mound, you feel like that dugout could just sit and sulk. But Pedersen comes up and gives him that long fly into center field, and next thing you know, the fuse is lit, and here they go.
Next pitch from Dylan Stevens misses high and inside for ball one. I thought an interesting point by Coach Grove in our postgame last night, how he brought up the point that his guys kind of feel like Musselman pitchers are all very similar, and I kind of agree with what he's saying when you compare it maybe to Hedgesville as Brown lifts this one out toward right field. Trevor Bohr gives a run, but it's going to fall in for a base hit. This could be trouble. Bohr picks it up quickly, gets it in. Runner slipping in Connor on his way home. And it's now runners on second and third for the Eagles after Noah Brown stays hot at the plate with another hit.
And Noah Brown gets that hit there and will turn it into a double. But, forgot to say it. Shout out to Braylon Connor.
That's going to be.
He's going to play at Hagerstown Community College.
That's going to be it. Yeah, that's it for Dylan Stevens here tonight. So
I think it's going to be
back-to-back games where they get the go-to pitcher out of the game early.
I can't see based on these jerseys.
Looks like Moberly's going to come in.
So we will take a 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick your own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market. Happiness grows here.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Our pitching change brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm. Brought to you by Small & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. It's going to be Austin Moberly to pitch.
Yeah, I don't think I had on my bingo card today that there'd be a pitching change in the second inning.
Moberly 8 2/3 on the year. Only 1 earned run in those 8 2/3, .808 ERA. This one popped up by Jackson Rivest over toward the shortstop Hartman. He'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. So
I think what Musselman has to remember here is it's a 2-0 game. Like you have to think it's a 2-0 game. You can't think that we just give up 5 runs and they're just going to pace us. I think Musselman, even though it feels like Hedgesville has all this momentum and they're just going to run away with it here and bringing 10 men to the plate here the second inning. Musselman is just down 2 runs at the moment with 2 outs. They're a pitch away, and Hartman will preach that it takes it score at the end of the 7th inning, but. Right now, Musselman has no answers for second night in a row for these bats. In the second inning, that is.
Yes. Interesting to see Moberly here. We didn't really expect to see him. We thought maybe it'd be Trevor Bohr, but so far he's got 2 outs on 2 pitches if Myers, or 3 pitches if Myers can make this catch, and he does for the final out of the inning. So we head to the 3rd. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. 5-3 Hedgesville on top of Musselman as this back and forth game. And we head to the 3rd inning with the Appleman coming to the plate. And like you said, Tripp, I mean, this game, it feels like it's a lot worse than 5-3. You almost forget because of the 5-run inning. The Hedgesville or Musselman's been hitting the ball well. They're up 3-0. It's already had that kind of back and forth feel. And, I mean, these are 2 good offenses, so Musselman certainly won't go down quietly here.
No, I mean, they can't. They have to be like, Hedgesville. They have to come back and counter. They have to come back and counter and get up there and battle at the plate. That 8-run inning, 8-run second last night, kind of put Musselman to bed, and it was 8-1. But now with that 5-run inning, but the difference tonight is Musselman had already played at 3 and has hit the ball hard. So they have to feel like they have to counter this here at the top of the 3rd. They can't go down. Just let Hedgesville get back in there. They have to steal back some of this momentum. And, Hedgesville just sitting there with one of their best pitchers also standing there on first base. He's ready to go. So I think both teams are going to pull out all the stops tonight and not leave nothing in the dugout.
Myers will take the first pitch low for ball 1.
I think just the fact that Musselman was able to play 3 runs early maybe doesn't deteriorate a lot of their confidence.
No, I think, that they're high school kids. They know they got to get in there and battle, and they know they got to get some outs, and they know that Hedgesville had a good inning.
Myers fouls this one away. 1 ball, 1 strike. He struck out his first time. We've already had 2 home runs in the game. Hartman, with the second batter to come to the plate, hits a home run, and then Pedersen hit one over the Blue Monster in center field here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex, the Nest. 1 ball, 1 strike.
As the air thins, you move through summer and gets hotter, this place can really eat some baseballs up out there in that outfield fence. It can fly out of here, and we're starting to see it a little bit, but just to credit it to these guys that are just hitting, they're just really good hitters, and we see but I think the hitting right now is just out hitting the pitching at the moment in EPAC.
The 2-1. Myers gives this a ride to left center field.
Gone.
And that ball is out of here. The 3rd homer of the game, the 2nd on the season for Jason Myers, and the Applemen get the momentum right back with the solo shot. It is 5-4 our score. Myers homered in the first game we had all season. I kind of expected with that start that he would maybe have more than just 2, but we knew he had the power, and he's able to drive it out of here. His 40th RBI on the year.
I think Tripp's the summoner. He just talked about home runs.
Yep.
And then boom, then Myers hits a homer.
Well, I think some of it is that I think they brought in some of them MLB juiced balls for this sectional championship because these guys have just hit the cover off of it the last 2 nights.
They've seen Tanner Matthew now 3 times, I believe.
This will be the 3rd time.
This is the 5th time these 2 teams have met up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you kind of saw this coming when you've seen this pitching a lot, either in preparation for the game or during the game. And
again, Tanner Matthews threw 13 2/3 in 2 outings. He gave up 17 hits and 12 runs, and 7 of them were earned. He struck out 12, but now you're looking at where he's 6 or 7 hits tonight already. So he's given up, near 25 hits against this team, and 16 innings. So they do have, they are able to square him up here. It looks like.
Maybe that's why you bring a guy like Moberly in, because they're not familiar with him at the very least.
Yeah, but Musselman, it's the same way I feel like, Musselman still has an ace in the hole with Bohr, and so does Hedgesville with Ruest.
0-1 here to McClintock, pops straight up. McClintock singled his first time up. He falls behind here, no balls and 2 strikes. 5-4, Hedgesville still on top here.
If you can play that back slowly, you can see that MLB mark on that ball as it come through. Juiced balls.
Yeah. I don't know if that's been a complaint this year.
No.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. They'll get to that around June, July. Yeah. McClintock sends this one into left center field. Gano chasing after it. It's going to get down for another hit for Wyatt McClintock. He's in there with a stand-up double for the Applemen. We're right back in it.
Juiced balls right and left, right?
Yeah, I feel bad for Patterson and Gano out there. They've been in a track meet ever since this thing started, as they just continue to track that ball out there to that Pennington tree expert sign and dance, and WVU Medicine. That left center gap is just
I think this is it.
Yeah, we're going to see the Drew S. now. They've tagged him enough, so here comes Drew S. with the pitcher's glove. That's going to bring someone to first, Mike Nichols. And Tanner's smiling, he doesn't feel no worse for the wear. He's not happy, of course, and by any means. He wanted to come out of there as senior with a sectional championship and carrying his team. And one of the things he does well for this team is pitch. And he knows his probably night is over here, but this young man, regardless how this night turns out, has been a tremendous gamer for this team, and all the respect in the world for him. But, it's just like Dylan Stevens. We know how well he can throw and what he can do, and what's happening here is just these bats for both teams are just sitting on fastballs and just sending balls into the gap. Look at these hits numbers in these box scores. These are not like infield hits we're seeing the last two nights.
It's home runs.
These balls are getting hit in the gaps and over the fence.
3 home runs between the two teams here tonight. 2 for Musselman, 1 for Hedgesville, as Jackson Rest is going to come in and pitch. Trevor Bohr at the plate. Jackson, a guy that, like you said earlier, he can pitch on short rest, and like Tanner, he's different. More strikeouts than Matthew, but what I was going to say earlier is the 3 Hedgesville pitchers. You have Lane, who's kind of that power pitcher. The rest throws a great curveball. And typically Matthew, of course, is a guy with really good control.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what separates them from maybe Musselman, who their guys kind of throw the ball similarly, is what Coach Grove had said.
I think he's somewhat correct there with Hartman and Rowe the third coming off the bench, Chauncey's going to be coming off the bench, and then you got, you have Stevens and then Myers, all 3 right-handers, all 3, throwing the ball in the mid-80s with good breaking ball, and not the greatest of all-speed pitches yet at this point in her career, and other than Bohr, who comes from the left side and, and has a different look, the rest of those guys are similar. And that's a good, that's a good evaluation of the group there, I believe.
But all very talented as well. And
Yeah.
First pitch starting Trevor Bohr off a strike. 0-1 count. A runner on second base for the Applemen after the home run from Myers, the double from Wyatt McClintock. The next pitch here to Trevor Bohr is low for ball 1.
Getting lots of text about the blurry camera, and Vic Lupus says, "Have Spencer borrow my Polaroid camera. This is painful to watch." But I think Vic just needs to sit back and lay down, listen to my voice, and just close his eyes and enjoy the game.
You can always tune in on talkradio.wrnr.com, 106.5 FM on the FM dial, 740 on the AM dial. We should be looking good now. Not too sure what's going on
I want to give Spencer's number out on the air so he gets all these calls.
Text messages. 2-1 count, hit on the ground towards second. Chris French throws over to first. Now Mike Nichols playing first base, and it's 1 down, but Bohr able to advance the runner. And that'll bring Stevens to the plate.
Yeah, Stevens to the plate. Runner 90 feet away from turning this into a 0-0 ball game again, as these two just continue to trade blows inning after inning.
Dylan Stevens grounded out his first time up. First pitch he sees from the rest, it's that curveball that hits the zone for strike 1.
Nice pitch. Nice pitch to take and a nice pitch to throw there, because you don't want to swing at that thing and pop it up. So,
The 0-1 pitch misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
That's a pitch that's tough to hit with Ruiz because it runs, arm side runs away from right-handed hitter there. It's a great pitch.
The next pitch misses low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That ball broke hard. That wasn't that little easy curveball. That was that ball that just 12-6 that just dropped off.
2-1, low for ball 3. So Stevens getting ahead, 3 balls and a strike. A runner on third base in Wyatt McClintock for the Applemen. The next pitch from Rurest, hit on the ground towards second. That will score the run. Throw to first in time for the second out, but we are back tied now at 5 on the ground out.
Yeah, that's a great job by Dylan Stevens, just pushing the ball the other way. That's what you have to do there with 1 out. Hedgesville could have brought the defense up there. That was an option, but I think they feel like, I guess, that they just rather get the out, stay out of the big inning, and let their bats do the work if a ground ball was just to push the run across.
This one fouled away by Chansey. 0-1 count now on him. As Jackson Rurest trying to get out of this inning now, tied at 5, and pretty much continue a brand new ball game. The next pitch from Rurest, a breaking ball that misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down.
So now suddenly that 5-run inning doesn't feel bad at all. Musselman did a great job of just responding.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 on a pitch that fooled him.
Now we have to see if Musselman's pitching depth that we talk about all year long is going to be deep enough as Hedgesville set themselves up if we have 2 starters available.
1-2, called strike 3 on the outside corner. And we will head to the bottom of the third. Our score 5-5 between Hedgesville and Musselman. We'll take a 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. 5-5 our scores. We head to the bottom of the third. Eagles coming to the plate. It's Connor Quinn, Landon Pence, Chris French due up for Hedgesville. Austin Moberly doing the pitching now in relief of Dylan Stevens for the Applemen. And it's a big task for Moberly. We've seen him come through before, though, in big situations for this team at the plate. Now we're going to try to see it out on the mound. Hasn't thrown a whole lot of innings, so he's fresh, but kind of inexperienced. Big situation for him, but he's hit the ball well. Like I said, he had the go-ahead hit the other night against this Hedgesville team, I believe it was. So,
yeah, surprising. We're out there. No disrespect, by any means. Coach Harmon has a lot of faith in him, and he's going to get after it here, out there, and going to give his team. He's a senior. So he wants to get out there and get something done for his team there as he kind of give a double kick there. Now he's get a high kick, a couple different looks.
Get you an update now from the regional softball series. Hedgesville now leads Jefferson 4-0 after a triple from Collis. Scores Graham, Van Dyne, Cooper, and Boyer. So 4-0 lead in the top of the fourth with a runner on third and 2 outs. Hedgesville looking to take advantage of this over Jefferson.
That would be a shocker. I mean, Jefferson outscored them, I believe, in the 2 games 27-4 combined score. So see if Hedgesville can hang on there. But here we're tied at 5 in the third inning. 1-2 count on Connor Quinn, who walked his first time.
A little different look here. It's got the, Hedgesville not being able to square everything up as Moberly's gotten 2 soft outs on pop flies, and here he's got another one. Looks like
this one's got a foul, but Yeah, he's done a nice job so far in relief.
He's given a different look. He's gotten away from, it's like Coach Grove said, these guys throw the ball hard early in the season. A lot of innings on those arms. It takes a little bit of the velo off of it. And, these guys have been hitting off machines. And another foul ball there. Seen a lot of pitches. When it rains like we got over the weekend, all you can really do is hit, in the cages. So, these guys are ready for that fastball if it doesn't have a lot of movement. So this is going to be a really good job here of coaching if Moberly can keep them off guard here and just do what he does and throw the soft contact here.
2-2 count. Next pitch to Connor Quinn, lined into center field. Kyle Lohr, though, is there on the run for the first out. Connor Quinn retired on the line out to center, and that'll bring Landon Pence to the plate. Pence had an RBI single his last time up back in the second inning, which would score Connor Quinn after the home run from Pedersen.
You have to think that, if Moberly can keep this thing tight for an inning or two, if Bohr's going to be the next guy, come from the other side with similar style, we're going to see some pitching depth here as we've already gotten the starters out.
Moberly this time goes with a quick pitch, ground ball to second in time for the out.
Suddenly, balls that were finding gaps are now finding the glove as we're here in the bottom of the third.
Second base.
That's McClintock.
Okay. So.
Yeah, McClintock. Rutherford.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he hasn't entered yet. He's loose. They got him down there ready to go as both teams are keeping those bullpens hot as these two teams continue to hit the baseball.
Right. Stevens goes from the mound to third, and then McClintock going from third to second with Moberly coming in.
And Myers went from the mound to first, and Chansey stayed in the game, I assume, to
He's
hit.
He's DHing for sites. Yeah. This one lined into left field. A 2-out single for Chris French.
Yeah, true. Myers started at first, stayed at first. Chansey's DHing, correct. French continues to hit the ball hard. Last time he had that shot that hit, got up on Hartman. Had to give him an error there, but it was a hard hit ball that creates that error, and comes up high on your chest, and when you're down on the ball and it comes up, it's just really hard to handle, and so French got a couple runs in on that hard hit E6. He won't get those RBIs, but he certainly deserved it of them.
Canarium takes that pitch high and inside.
Got to move out of the way there.
Trying to work through this Hedgesville lineup. Next pitch from Austin Moberly, hit on the ground towards short. That's going to head into left field, and Canarium has a 2-out single. It's back-to-back hits now for the Eagles for Gage Gano coming to the plate, who struck out his first time.
Yeah, 2-out single, or 2-out hits in general. Or 2-out hits in general are huge, especially in a tie ball game now.
Comes Cash Dunham in as Canarium once again reaches base, and they're going to run for him with 23. Cash Dunham, and 2 outs now. Hedgesville's doing a good job of extending the inning, just slapping the ball through the hole, and gives them an opportunity. But the bottom of this lineup continues to do great things with French and Canarium, and even Pence there earlier, who hit the ball hard, just got an out. But they're just a base hit or a free base away from getting back to the top here.
Yeah, they've become arguably the best lineup in the EPAC, 1 through 9.
Yeah, I think they're the best hitting 9 right now, and I think that's, when we looked and seen Canarium behind the plate, Pedersen going to the left, I think it was a classic high school lineup where you take your best 9 hitters and put them on the fence and say, we need to figure out a defense with you 9 guys, and I think that's what they did. And I think it was a smart move, and it's turned into lots of hits and lots of runs for this team.
And you haven't seen much of a drop-off defensively for this team either. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, I think you have to give a lot of credit to Patterson, who took a role that he's not comfortable with and went out there and just give it all he's got. And we've seen him diving and making plays and doing all he could to play left field the best as he possibly could.
2-0 is a called strike on the outside corner on Gage Gano.
Score update from Vickers Field at Jefferson. Once again, 5-0 Hedgesville. The Lady Eagles have jumped out on top of the Lady Cougars in the regional championship series.
The 2-1 taken outside for ball 3. 3-1 count, 2 on here for the Hedgesville baseball team in this Section 1 final here in Region 2. The next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Gage was on that pitch. If he could have got a hold of that one and got it down the line, if that speed of his, it could have been trouble with Cash Dunham on first. He's got a lot of wheels. There's a lot of speed out there on the bases at the moment, so anything that can find some green out there, you're going to see these guys take off. 2 outs.
5-5 our score. The 3-2 pitch coming from Austin Moberly popped up in the infield. Baden Hartman calls everybody off and makes the play for the final out of the inning. So the Eagles strand 2. Into the 4th, tied at 5. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia, that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as we head to the 4th inning between Hedgesville and Musselman. Our game is tied at 5. It will be Moberly coming to the plate, going up against Jackson Rest, who's pitching in relief of Tanner Matthew. In what's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of runs being scored. 3 home runs in the game, 2 from Musselman, 1 from Hedgesville's Pedersen. The other 2 being hit by Hartman and Myers. And Moberly coming to the plate, 9-hole hitter. Single his last time up. 9-1-2 guys due up for Musselman.
Moberly coming in and shutting things down, giving this the senior, not well-used pitcher for Musselman's coming in and giving Hedgesville a little bit of a fit here. Shut them down, shut that second inning down.
Pitch here from Ruest, misses low for a ball. 1-1 strike after he started Moberly with that breaking ball. The lefty Ruest delivers the next pitch, and it's hit on the ground towards short. Braylon Connor fields it, takes a few steps and throws to first. Mike Nichols with a good scoop for the out. So ground out here from Moberly, 6-3. And that will bring Kyle Lohr to the plate with 1 down. Lohr is 1 for 2 today with an RBI double and a ground out.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference is Musselman 6 through 9 or 1 for 8, and Hedgesville's 1 through 9 or 1, 2, 3, 4 for 8, and the hard hit E6 from French, so could easily be 5 for 8, and they're 6 through 9.
But either way, we're still tied at 5.
Yeah.
0-1 count with 1 down. Pitch here from Ruest. Low for a ball.
And one of the reasons why I believe they went with Tanner is because, Musselman has had some success against Ruest at times, but I just think after all these, games of seeing them right-handers, harder throwing at these lefties, and guys like Moberly and Bohr, and these guys are going to be successful tonight by just throwing, breaking stuff and hitting spots and taking some of that velocity off and coming from the other side.
2-1 pitch from Ruest. Low for ball 3. I think also, Matthew pitching on full rest. Jackson wouldn't be, but was available, so. All their numbers are pretty much the same between him, DeLauder, and Ruest when it comes to the ERA.
And every different night's different. It couldn't. I can't quite remember how they hit him, if they squared him up or what have you. But Stevens and Matthews were getting squared up pretty good. So great coaching decisions to get them out of there.
3-2 hit on the ground. That's going to go into center field for a 1-out single for Kyle Lohr.
Kyle's second base hit of the night, 2 for 3, and the thing about Ruess now, too, also, is that he's hard to run on. So that's going to keep Laura at bay here. He's either going to have to go on first move or kind of figure out, what Jackson's tendencies are. But he's going to be tough to run on, I can tell you that.
First pitch, a called strike here on Baden Hartman, who's playing great here tonight. A home run and an RBI single for him so far on the night. So 2 RBIs on 2 hits. The next pitch is low for a ball.
And for a guy that, talking to Coach Hartman, there was a shot that he was, he's playing hurt is the word that you'd say, not injured. But there was a shot where he was going to have to move from shortstop to first. But ended up keeping him at shortstop, and he seems to be playing well out there in the field as well as at the plate.
He's just a gamer. I mean, just something you just can't teach. You just can't put gravel in the kid's gut, and much as we want to. Kids will get tougher as they get older, but some are just born with it, and he's just a guy who just got that gravel in his gut. He's a 3-sport kid this year, and he's just an athlete with that mentality, that never give up mentality, and you always got a shot, when he's out there.
2-1 pitch misses outside for ball 3. You mentioned the running game. Runners are just 16% success rate when Jackson's pitching on the stolen bases, so they've struggled to do that when he's on the mound. The 3-1 lifted, but going to be held here in the park for the center fielder, Gage Gano, who makes the play in left center. Hartman is retired for the first time tonight, now 2 down in the inning for Terrence Boyles.
And he just missed that one. He just got under that one because he had it squared up pretty good. That last little bit of tail there that tailed away on that fastball from Ruess is what got him off the sweet spot. So, and that's what Ruess does. I mean, he gets outs. He's not. He takes out. He knows when he has to get a strikeout, and he'll work towards that. But he generally throws the contact and tries to get on top like he did there with that outside fastball to Terrence Boyles.
Yeah, big swing and miss for Boyles for strike 1. He is 1 for 2 of a single and a ground out here today. Runner on first base for the Applemen is Kyle Ward. Check the runner, and he'll slide back in safely. 2 down in the inning. 5-5 our score here, top of the 4th between Musselman and Hedgesville. The winner of this game advances to the regional championship series against Jefferson. Another throw over, not in time.
Good time to keep an eye on him. 2 outs, Terran at the plate.
Tied game, maybe you send them. I mean, it's risky, obviously, but
especially those numbers off of Ruess pitching.
Big swing and miss for strike 2.
I haven't really tested Canarium's arm to see where it's at. Didn't have an opportunity last night because they got down so far, but hasn't really been able to test him. One thing that you can gain off of Jackson, you don't get the jump, but he can dunk a curveball, and a curveball count as it happened there.
They're going to test him, but it didn't matter. It's on 0-2. Boyles goes down looking for the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Eagles coming to the plate. 5-5 our score. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Medicine invites you to join us for the ribbon cutting and open house of the expanded Heart and Vascular Institute at Berkeley Medical Center. Tours and refreshments will be available following the ribbon cutting Thursday, May 11th at 11 a.m. The expanded Heart and Vascular Institute is located on the Berkeley Medical Center campus on the first floor of the Dorothy McCormick Center, 2000 Foundation Way in Martinsburg. WVU Medicine is proud to offer world-class heart care close to home.
Here to the Eagles Nest. We'll get you updated on the regional softball series with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning as Jefferson trying to make the comeback. It was 5-0, and then it was 5-1, and now they've got 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out with Allen at the plate as Cowan advanced to second on the catcher's indifference. But if Hedgesville wins, that's huge because you take the first game away, when you're away, Nick. But you have the home game tomorrow. So you're in front of your home fans tomorrow at your home ballpark.
Yeah, you could steal one in a series that we thought would be
now
closer than the regular season, but ultimately we did kind of predict that Jefferson would take that in 2 games. But
it's now bases loaded with 1 out.
Anything can happen, obviously, in high school softball. So we'll keep you updated on that one. Good one, though, for the Eagles right now in the lead, and we'll see if Jefferson makes it a good comeback. But here in baseball action, we're tied at 5 as we begin this 4th inning, and this one fouled away by Braylon Connor.
Just as we spoke, scored 2 runs on an error. It's now 5-3. Hedgesville still in the lead. Runners on first and second with no outs.
Yeah, a lot of softball left to be played for the Jefferson Cougars, who can score in a bunch. But
Connor took that one off the toe there. He's going to take a couple minutes to regather himself as he comes swinging hard that first pitch, broke away a little bit, and he caught it off the edge into the bat, straight down on the toe.
Next pitch here from Moberly. Misses outside for ball 1. If you're just now joining us, both starters out of the game. Dylan Stevens was out 1 1/3 innings in. Austin Moberly has done a good job of shutting the door so far, as this one fouled away by Braylon Connor. And then Tanner Matthew got the start for Hedgesville. Pitched well early, but Musselman kept battling and hit some home runs off of him before we see him check out. And now Jackson Rest in the game for the Eagles. 1-2 pitch, Moberly with the double pump on the leg. This is hit on the ground toward short and underneath the glove of Baden Hartman into left field. Braylon Connor has a leadoff hit.
I'm not 100% sure that Moberly was the intention of Coach Hartman to have Moberly come in this long. He's coming to get him now, I think. But I think Moberly was in there to see if Rutherford could get loose. And possibly here comes the Boer running in from right field. So I think he's coming to throw. But I think Moberly was just kind of coming out there to see if he could get Rutherford to get somebody loose, because, as Dylan was coming apart there in the second inning, nobody was loose, and he come in and did his job. But it looks like we're going to get Boer a little earlier than we're used to seeing him, but Boer's had a lot of success here in the postseason. I don't think it's a bad call at all. It doesn't really hurt the defense, but Moberly's going back to second. McClintock's going to run out there to left, and they're just going to play a little bit of
He's played 3 positions in 1 game.
Yeah, we're just going to move some stuff around here. McClintock has played all 9 positions this year for the Applemen, so he's been the utility guy.
We're going to take a 1-minute break. Our score tied at 5 here in the 4th. Trevor Boer coming into the ball game with a runner on first base. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow 1 to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area. Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Complex. So Trevor Boer's in the game after Austin Moberly comes in relief of Dylan Stevens. Moberly goes 1 2/3, 3 hits, no earned, no strikeouts, but a runner on first base, and Braylon Connor begins to him and or belongs to him. And Trevor Boer coming in. I've given him the nickname of Trevor Shut the Door Boer, but it's a little bit earlier than what we're used to seeing this season. But Trevor has starting experience. He started before, so he can certainly eat up these innings if Musselman needs him to, and this was what we kind of expected maybe the Applemen go to if Dylan did struggle, and they're going to bring him in here in the 4th. He could go, though, the rest of the way.
Oh, he can go. He can eat up a lot of innings. I mean, we've seen him do that in the past. Last year, last summer, we've seen him just end up being a big inning, eat a lot of innings and actually throw the most innings actually last summer in that long Legion season. But, he does change the look here. Hedgesville, like you said, seeing all those right-handers, we're feeling pretty confident with that. So, seen a little different look with Mobley. Had a little trouble with that for inning and a half. Now they're going to see what they can do with the lefty Bohr, who also can shut the running game down from the left side.
Noah Brown to the plate here, and first pitch, we'll wait for it as Brown called time.
First pitch came in, though.
Yeah,
it was a good one.
That's what you have to do. You have to throw. You just don't want to get, the batter walks out and you stop and it's a balk if you don't hear the time. So, and plus you could injure yourself just kind of holding up like that.
Bohr's pitch is low for ball one. Brown on the day, a double and a ground out for him. Runner on first, and Braylon Connor. Hedgesville and Musselman tied at 5. The winner of this game advances to the regional. Runner takes off, and Connor and Boyles will be forced to hold it, so it's a stolen base for Braylon Connor. As Trevor Bohr, like you said, typically good in the run game, but there Connor able to time it up perfectly. So he's on second, a 2-0 count for Brown. Bohr will check the runner Connor at second base, and again, time called. We mentioned it before, Bohr very methodical out there on the mound, certainly takes his time in between pitches, but Brown so far getting the time calls. And the 2-0 from Trevor Bohr is roped, but right to the third baseman, Dylan Stevens, for the first out.
Yeah, Stevens in great position there. I thought that was ticketed for the left field corner.
Now bring Jackson Rest to the plate. Jackson is 0 for 2 today. A pair of flyouts for him. So runner on second and Connor 5-5, fourth inning. And the next pitch from Bohr, swing and a miss, strike one. It's in front of the catcher Boyles, but allows the runner Connor to advance to third as he had some issues finding it.
Okay, moved up there. So we see here where Connor has wheeled himself around the bases. Got himself 90 feet away from breaking this tie here in the bottom of the fourth.
Next pitch from Bohr, called strike.
And Musselman has decided to pull the infield up here as the game's getting later, and they're going to try to keep this run from coming across.
Rest now calling time. It's the third time call by Eagle batter this inning.
Rest is a pretty smart guy. He'll try to lift the baseball here if at all possible.
The 1-2 is fouled away.
Got another update from that regional game as Taylor Presley hits a grand slam to center field. It's now Jefferson 7, Hedgesville 5, bottom 4, 1 out. So Jefferson said, we go down 5-0, we're going to go up 7-5 right here.
Lots of home runs tonight everywhere.
The 0-2 pitch from Bohr, fouled away.
Jackson's trying to get that ball lifted out of that infield. And you can see him shorten up and just kind of getting that uppercut there. Took that low pitch. He's going to try to slap it in the air out in the left. And
Connor home to score.
Yeah, get Connor home here. Jackson's he can control the baseball bat as good as anybody in the E-Pack.
Next pitch, lefty versus lefty, match up, and not ruled strike 3 on the inside.
Musselman fanfare didn't like that one. It was a close one as he is up on the plate, but going to have to serve it up again.
Next one fouled away is Rest and Bohr battling.
About took out our camera down there. No worse for the wear. It's
nobody can see it anyway. It was blurry from the internet connection.
We're back up to 3,600.
Oh, we're rolling.
Runner on third base and Braylon Connor. And Bohr now steps off and resets.
Yeah, this is a huge at-bat in this game right now. Like it's, we're in the fourth inning. It seems things have settled down a little bit. I think the momentum goes with this at-bat.
This feels like Major League Baseball before the pitch clock. Both guys kind of going at it mentally. The next pitch from Bohr is lined into right field. That will get down for a base hit, and Hedgesville retakes the lead at 6-5 on the RBI single from Jackson Ruest.
West, like I said, he just sat in there and kept waiting, and he finally got a pitch he could handle, but he kept slapping pitches away. He took that borderline pitch inside and with a good eye there and worked a great at bat. And it was just a good battle there between Bohr and Rue West.
So that'll bring Pedersen to the plate. He's 1 for 2 of the home run that got the scoring started to lead off the second inning for Hedgesville. The next pitch from Bohr. This is given a ride out to left center field. That ball is off the wall in left center. Pedersen has a double. It's runners on second and third for the Eagles with just one out.
And just like that, the momentum from that Jackson West at bat, as I said, I think that really changed the momentum, or would change the momentum. And here we go. We see a double right there, and you got both runners in scoring position now.
Now bring Connor Quinn to the plate. He's walked and lined out so far, a guy that
Pedersen just missed his second home run of the day, because I think it hit the bottom of the fence. If not, it hit the warning track easily.
But Connor Quinn, a guy that seems to make contact every time he's at the plate, so a guy that could definitely get some runs in here for the Eagles. The pitch ruled a ball.
Musselman forced to back up on the grass again here now with men on second and third, giving Quinn an opportunity to find the grass out there behind these guys and to, push the ball through the infield as well.
6-5, Hedgesville now on top of Musselman here in this fourth inning. The next pitch from Bohr. Breaking ball fouled away by Connor Quinn.
Hedgesville,
1 ball, 1 strike.
Hedgesville's having some success as they move through Musselman's bullpen here.
West on third, Pedersen on second after the double with 1 down in the inning. The next pitch to Quinn is low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Bohr's 2-1 pitch. Called strike 2. A pitch that looked a little bit high, but ruled a strike by the home plate umpire. So second and third for the Eagles with 1 down, and Quinn will call time. The intensity picking up here in this fourth inning. Feels like the 7th inning with just how every pitch seems to be.
Yeah, things have settled in, and they're battling. Neither team's able to just kind of tee off like they were there earlier with back-to-back doubles and home runs. But 3 hits this inning so far. Mobley give up 1, and Bohr has given up 2. You got men on second and third, a run in.
2-2, hit toward the second baseman, McClintock, and he'll throw to first for the out, throw back to second. They get the tag for the double play. That'll end the inning on the unconventional double play, as it looked like Pedersen was leaning toward third, and he gets thrown out at second. But Hedgesville does take the lead back at 6-5. We head to the 5th inning. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Catch the excitement of the West Virginia High School baseball and softball seasons on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hit it into left field, and that'll drop. Coming around is Sifford, and the ball is going to slow up, and he's going to score, and Martinsburg's going to walk it off and get the win.
We have over 25 games scheduled featuring the schools in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Every game will be live right here on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10, and our WRNR TV YouTube page.
Join us at the Garden.
Catch the excitement of the West Virginia High School baseball.
Hedgesville 6, Musselman 5 as we begin the 5th inning. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties here. There's nothing we can really do to control it, unfortunately. Just don't know what's causing it. We haven't had an issue all season here at Hedgesville, but unfortunately we are having a connectivity issue, which is causing the camera to probably not look the best. But 6-5 our score here in the 5th inning, 1-0 count here on Jason Myers. Next pitch from Rest, another breaking ball that misses outside for a ball, but tripped. The back and forth continue, and Hedgesville continues to swing a hot bat in these last 2 games.
These outs are getting tougher and tougher to get for these pitchers, and the base hits are getting a little tougher and tougher to get for these batters as they're starting to see these guys take some pitches and kind of extend this game and keep it as long as possible. As long as we're playing, we're still in the game, I guess, is the motto at the moment here.
Myers takes that one for a called strike on 3-0.
Couldn't see that play at the end. He had men on second and third, ground ball to second. Mobley did a great job picking it up, checking the runner through to first. And unfortunately, Pedersen on second got caught leaning as Myers got the force play at first and threw back to Hartman at second to catch Pedersen leaning and get that unconventional double play. And here we have Myers leading off the inning with a walk.
Yep, that will bring McClintock to the plate. He has a 2-hit day, a single and a double. Maybe he'll hit for the second.
Think he'll do it like single, double, triple, then walk-off home run, or just do it in order?
Yeah,
right?
That's the best way to go about it, I think. Can't have a walk-off since he plays for Musselman.
True.
Unless they were to run rule.
If he hits a triple here, then Myers is
No,
going.
yeah, you can't anyway.
Because they get the opportunity to come back and score.
If he hits a triple here, Myers is going to need oxygen when he comes across the plate.
Next pitch from the rest. It looks like McClintock's trying to bunt, so probably can't get a triple off that. But
no, he's doing the right thing here. I think bunt's in order here. Move this guy up. You can't really run on Ruest. That 16% success rate, and Myers is not the guy who's going to steal this base, and so you're going to have to get him over one way or the other.
1-1 pitch. McClintock lays down a great bunt right in front of the mound. Throw from the catcher, not in time. He was off the bag, was Mike Nichols. So it is a 3-hit day for Wyatt McClintock. Another single for him. The sophomore coming up big for the Applemen as we bring Trevor Bohr to the plate now.
Coach Groves will come out and make sure that Nichols was off the bag on that throw, he thought. And it's a great bunt there. He pushed it, out past the catcher into the, off the dirt into the green, and he's left-handed. He gets out of that box quick. We're going to get an appeal here to the home plate umpire, see if he's seeing any differently than Jeff King seen that. The problem is he didn't come off wide towards first. He came off wide towards the plate, and it was hard to see from there. But anyway, they're going to talk about it and see what happens. They're going to call him safe. That's about as perfect as a bunt you can put down for a sacrifice. And those lefties get out of the box quick. They're a little closer to first base. People don't believe that, but it's just science that they're closer. And then when they are in bunting like that, they're almost they're already turned and ready to go that way. So they're quick up the line. You see Gano do it, and you see those lefties that can get it done and get base hits out of those bunts.
Bohr's going to lay one down here, which I was just about to say. We might see him bunt with 2 on and nobody out. You certainly don't want to hit into a double play here.
Got to get the infield back and double play depth. The issue with double play here is that French can't. Look out, he's so far away. It's going to, he's going to have a hard time getting a double play out of this. He's going to check the runner here.
Rest does throw back. Myers going back safely there at second base.
That's a tough play. I mean, you can hear him coming, but so he's going to move back over into, midway where he can cover first or get to second on a double play, but it's going to be tough to get done either.
Bohr lays down another good bunt. It's going to be an issue for Ruest. He tries to flip the third, which was a good heads-up play, but didn't get the out, and the bases are loaded for Musselman. Back-to-back infield singles on the bunts. Dylan Stevens coming to the plate. The only issue here for Musselman is the 7, 8, 9 guys are combined 1 for 8.
And we went from long ball.
9, excuse me.
We went from long balls to small ball. as both these teams are doing all they can to extend their season and make these innings as long as possible. As long as we're not down to the last out in the bottom of the seventh, these guys are still playing baseball. Because, like Coach Hartman said before the game, one of these teams are going to go home, and unhappy. So right now, Musselman's in a great opportunity to have one of those big innings like Hedgesville's pulled off if the bottom of this lineup can break through.
Ryder Gaines is going to courtesy run for Trevor Bohr, our pitcher. Our courtesy runners are courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, the Premier Legion team in the area. So bases are loaded for Dylan Stevens.
It's one again.
6-5 to score. The pitch to Stevens, taken outside for a ball. Stevens, if he can come through here, could really feel good about things after a tough pitching performance. The 1-0 pitch to Stevens is low for ball 2. So hitters count on now the third baseman, Dylan Stevens, with the bases loaded for the Albany, who trail by 1 here in the 5th.
Big pitch here and a hitter's pitch.
Pitch from Rest, a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Difficult pitch to hit with a lot of movement there. 2-1 count.
Two Post 14 teammates going at it right here.
Yeah, great attack there on the 2-0. I mean, he did what, I'm glad you wanted to see him take a swing on that pitch.
2-1 fouled away by Dylan Stevens. So count even now at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That just took out our camera.
And this is one of those situations, like you said earlier.
Somebody's fixing it for you.
Oh, that was nice of him.
It's back, but not really, because it's a little messed up now. Have to go down there between.
She tried her best, Spencer. She works for free.
To her, though, for putting the thing back in the camera.
A 2-2. Line right to the first baseman, Nichols. Could have had a double play, but instead just 1 down. So Stevens lines out.
Close.
And that will bring now Wyatt Levy here to pinch hit.
24 is coming in. Chauncey's had a little rough night at the plate there. Went down twice looking, and so we're going to see Wyatt Levy come in, play third the other night. But yeah, that was a great base running, by Gans to get back, Ryder to get back there, because that could have easily been a double play if Mike turns around and he's off the bag. But base runners at Musselman did a good job of staying put there, letting that see where that ball is going to land.
So Levy takes the first one here for a ball outside. Chancey was 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. The bases are loaded for the Appleman. 6-5, Hedgesville on top. Ruest looks into his catcher Canarium and delivers the next pitch, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. We can't forget that the 2 hits this inning have been infield hits, so definitely not Jackson struggling necessarily, even though the bases are loaded.
Yeah, I mean,
one
was just
2 infield singles.
Bunt that he had nowhere to go. Everyone was safe.
The 1-1, a swing and a miss, strike 2. Got a piece of it, but still a strike.
Yeah, that was challenging him there with that off-speed pitch, and he swung right through it. So Hedgesville still got the corners up, middle back, trying to turn 2. Trying to stop that run from coming across.
The 1-2 popped up in the infield. Coming over, making the play is the third baseman, Brown.
That's huge.
So 2 down in the inning. Moberly coming to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the day. And the bottom of the order continuing to struggle for the Appleman here tonight, as there's a pop-up from Levy, and that will bring Moberly to the plate, who is, again, 1 for 2.
Yeah, Moberly's been hot this postseason. Added a hit to that hit total, as he had 3 coming in with 3 RBIs. And had another hit there earlier in the game, so
he had the go-ahead hit against Hedgesville last time these two teams played, and he could do it again here.
Painted that outside corner there.
A strike.
That's a tough pitch to hit. If he lives there, if he gets out of this thing, bases loaded, nobody out. I mean, he got out of the ultimate Jambo Jam.
The 0-1 with 2 down, breaking ball fouled away. 0-2. So Ruest trying to get out of the inning. Bases are loaded for the Applemen. They walked, then had back-to-back infield or back-to-back singles.
So it's 0-2 here with 2
singles.
outs and bases loaded. You can't don't want to throw it in the dirt and get a pass ball, but you want to you don't want to throw one down the middle either. So he may try to throw up and change his eye level here, and it's a waste pitch, but you don't want to go down into the dirt. You want to go hard in or away or up, but you're going to have to watch coming driving one into the dirt and letting them score on a pass ball or a wild pitch that gets away. So wouldn't surprise me if Jackson's smart enough to get the ball up here, change his eye level, then come back with a pitch down and maybe away.
Pitch here to Moberly on 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Huge. Jackson Ruiz gets out of the bases loaded with nobody out against one of the best lineups in the EPAC. And that could be a huge moment in this ball game. We'll have to wait and see. Still a lot of baseball left to be played. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Hedgesville trying to extend on its 6-5 lead. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman. Spencer, any update on the softball going on here today?
Yeah, after 5 innings, it's now Jefferson 9, Hedgesville 5, as they've scored 9 runs over the last 2 innings of the Lady Cougars.
Now we'll bring Landon Pence to lead things off here in baseball action. 6-5 our score. Musselman on top, or trailing Hedgesville, I should say. Trevor Bohr still in the game in relief. The third pitcher the Owlmen have used here tonight, and he starts Pence with a first pitch strike. So,
seen Hedgesville with men on second and third, and one out get doubled up there on a little bit of a brain fart on the bases, and we've seen
Pence is going to send this one into right center field. Could be trouble, but Kyle Lohr says not today, and potentially robs Pence of another hit.
Kyle Lohr, one of the best center fielders in the EPAC. Would not be surprised if you see him on the first team all EPAC.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't. I'd be upset if he wasn't, I can tell you that. He just certainly deserved it. He came back in the 450s and play the defense he plays and not be, all state, I think.
Could definitely be all state, yeah. Chris French coming to the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a single and an error.
But yeah, they got out of the first and second 1-out jam. Musselman did, and the bases loaded, no out jam. Did Hedgesville get out?
French hits this one on the ground through the glove of Dylan Stevens, and that's a 1-out single for Chris French. Continues to hit the ball well here at the bottom of the order in the 7 hole. He is 2 for 3 on the day, and now we'll bring Trent Canerium to the plate. 2 hits and an RBI for the catcher.
Yeah, a lot of
that's what it could come down to. Could come down to the bottom of this lineup here. Just being just slightly more offensive minded than the Musselman's bottom of the order, as the top's kind of matched up pretty well. But the 6 through 9 of Hedgesville has been pretty hot. And he's going to have to face him here in the 5th, and possibly if they end up, Musselman gets the lead back, he'll face him again in the 6th, or definitely in the 7th if they're down.
Pitch here to Canerium is outside for a ball. Yeah, we talked about bottom of the order for Hedgesville. Very productive here tonight. Musselman's bottom of the order was just up with the bases loaded with nobody out, and couldn't get a run across to tie this game up. So it's 6-5 still. Hedgesville on top. Next pitch thrown over, next play, a throw over here from Bohr. But a runner on first, 1 down, and Canerium at the plate on a 1-0 count. Next pitch from Bohr, popped up in the infield. Running over is Oberle, and he makes the play for the second out of the inning. Melbourne Gage going into the plate, and of all the guys at the bottom of the order that you expect to be productive, he is typically that guy, but a little bit of an off night for Gage so far. Strikeout and a pop-out.
Yeah, look for him to 2 outs here, try to will his way on base here through bunt, taking and trying to. Oh,
well, swinging bunt hit in front of the mound. Bohr comes off and makes the play for the final out of the inning. So the Eagles strand a runner. We head to the 6th inning, 6-5. Our score in front are the Hedgesville Eagles. We head to the 6th. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Back here to the Hedgesville baseball complex. Spencer already talking about his player of the game. We got a lot of baseball left here at 6-5.
Candidate. He's a candidate.
Everyone's a candidate tonight. Everybody's hitting.
That's true, but I mean, Jackson or West, what he got out of that inning, and the fact that right now he's got the, if the game ended right now, he's got the go-ahead RBI single.
Nick Verzlini alongside me, Trip Tobin.
Don't pay attention to him.
Spencer Dupuis.
I think he just wants to go home. I want this thing to go 14 innings.
No, I'm just saying if the game ended like this.
There's a lot of baseball left.
There is.
But
turn his mic off.
You do have the power to do that, but I will not do that.
I have the power to turn it right back on.
It's going to be great. You know, this right here is it. I mean, here's what you got. You're 6 outs away from being a sectional champion. You got the top of the order, Musselman's order up, the most, probably the toughest 2 outs in the EPAC here. 2 of the toughest outs. If you can get through this inning and pretty clean and not have to face them again, and that's going to be big if you can get through and only have to face the bottom.
Easier said than done, though, like we said.
Yeah.
Kyle Lohr, 2-hit day tonight. Baden Hartman, 2-hit day. Boyles has a hit. Myers has a hit. McClintock has a hit, or 2 hits. So those top 5 have all shown up here tonight. Here's a ground ball hit towards second. Chris French gets to it and throws the Nichols for the first out.
Great glove there by French. It kind of looked like it made a little jump when it got to him, and he was able to make the throw.
Yeah, these guys played on this field. That ball hopped up. Could have easily been an infield hit. He hit it hard, and French stayed down and had great hands as he come up and made that play. So it's a great job there by French staying with that bad hop.
Baden Hartman got the scoring started with the solo shot back in the first inning to put the Applemen up 1-0 at the time. And here's a pitch that hits the zone for strike 1. He also has an RBI single. 0-1 count, 6-5. Hedgesville on top with 1 down here in the 6th. The next pitch from Rest misses low and inside for ball 1. Rest, the left-hander, delivers the next pitch to Hartman. It's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Boyles in the on-deck circle. Again, he has a hit here tonight. Next pitch from Rest misses outside for ball 3. So Baden will be patient, like we said earlier.
He's got to come to. He doesn't want to put Baden on. You don't want to put that time run on that kind of speed and base running awareness. So he's going to have to come to him. Baden's going to be ready.
3-1. Hit down the line at third. A great play by Brown to keep it in the infield. The throw to first, not in time. So Hartman legs out an infield single. Noah Brown, though, really impressive at third base in this sectional tournament defensively. Keeping that ball in the infield, if that gets down in that corner, Baden standing on second.
Yeah, definitely. That's huge, keeping Baden there at first base because, again, he's going to be tough to steal on. So he would love to have gotten that ball down the line and standing on second, not have to try to steal second. And, you know, we got Canarian back here who's done a great job of keeping the ball in front. And just like that.
Gets away, so that will allow Hartman to take second. The announcer's jinx.
Yeah, big time.
The pitch was already in motion. So,
but Troop had already thought of his words. He's a summoner, I'll tell you. He summons stuff that's going to happen.
We got Boyles, who's got a home run in this series earlier in the year. So, you know, he's got home run power. So now you got to really be careful with one out.
Run. Jackson Rest will have to blame you for it. 6'5". Boyles lifts it into the infield, so Tripp's powers don't work on this play. Oh, well, causing some issue, but ball drops in, and somehow, some way, Boyles reached first on a
not sure
ball
what happened.
Hit up into the air in the infield, and Braylon Connor seemed to lose it on his way over, and then kind of fell down.
Yeah, it was right behind Baden Hartman there on second. He just standing on the base, and French and Braylon Connor went out after it, and right as it was coming down, he just starts to go back for it, and I don't know what he did. He tripped, and I don't think he really actually lost it. He just wasn't quite under it. He was fading back, and he just lost his footing. Kicked away.
Is the courtesy runner. There's courtesy of Berkeley Post 14. The Hornets, their season gets started here in about 3 weeks. The Premier Legion team here in the Eastern Panhandle.
So Boyles reaches on the air. Myers to the plate now. He has a homer here tonight. A strikeout, a home run, and a walk. 40 RBIs now for him on the year. 2 home runs.
And that's the last thing that Hedgesville needed was a pop fly, an easy out that gets down there. So 1 out here. Tying runs at second.
Next pitch to Myers, a called strike 2. Seemed a little bit frustrated with it. 2 on, 1 down, 6-5. Hedgesville on top with Musselman. Jackson Ruiz, the left-hander, the senior, the 3-sport athlete, trying to come in relief of Tanner Matthew and help his team get this victory over the Musselman Appleman, the 2 seed here in the section, who came into this with 2 games to win 1 here in the sectional championship round of the sectional tournament. The winner advances to take on Jefferson in the regional championship series.
Yeah, Hedgesville's come a long way since that going down a game to Musselman.
The 2-1 pitch, swinging a foul tip by Myers to 0-2 pitch and keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes.
It's a good defensive swing by Myers and just a great pitch by Ruiz. There was no way he was squaring that pitch up, and he just had to throw his hands at it and fouled off as it was that fastball that tails away, and Myers didn't want to give the umpire the opportunity to strike him out looking, so took a cut at it and just I think it came off of Canarium a little bit there as the umpire was giving Canarium a little chance to gather himself. I think got him in the thigh there a little bit, so he'll have a bruise there tomorrow. He'll have one of those tattoos. So
Miller on first, Hartman on second, 0-2 with 1 out. Next pitch from Ruiz misses high and outside. Almost looked like a pitch out. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got an update from Jefferson once again in that softball regional. Cougars is now taking a 10-5 lead. It was a 5-0 lead for the Eagles, and then 10 runs in the last 3 frames for the Lady Cougars so far.
Since Ruiz has come in, he's went 3 1/3. He's only given up 2 hits, no runs, no earned. Struck out 3 and walked 1. So certainly he has the best line tonight of the 4 pitchers we've seen. Well, 5 I think we've seen.
Yeah, 5 guys we've seen here tonight between the 2 teams. The 1-2 misses low for ball 2.
3 guys for Musselman, 2 guys for Hedgesville.
Yeah, we've seen Boers ran 2 innings out there, 2 clean innings, 2 hits, no runs, no earned, but no strikeouts. And, of course, no walks for Boers. He generally stays around the plate. So these guys aren't giving up no free bases, and they're forcing these guys to hit off-speed pitches and stay back here.
2-2. Pitch from Ruiz to Myers is taken low for ball 3. So full count on Jason Myers.
This is
one out
huge.
in the inning and 2 on.
It's a great at bat by Myers to go from 0-2 and fight off a borderline pitch, and then see, those pitches in the dirt and away.
Lay off them.
He's going to have to call a timeout here soon. Yep.
3-2 from Ruest. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch running away, strikes out Jason Myers, and now 2 down.
Yeah, Myers not happy at all that he swung there. He pushed his bat into the circle of the turf.
Yeah, he swung at ball 4 there, but to his credit, that ball has some run on it, and just a great pitch by Ruest. I don't think he got quite where he wanted, but he got some help from Myers, and worked out for him. And Cat McClintock here now has got a few hits tonight, I believe. A double and a single. It's 3 hits, I believe, doesn't it?
Yep, 3 hits. The infield single in his last time up. So 0-2 count with 2 on. The next pitch from Ruest runs in and
hit him.
Yeah, I think it hit his helmet.
Hit him in the back.
Unless they're saying it hit the bat.
I don't know. Nobody's really arguing.
So I'm confused.
I thought he hit him in the back.
I don't know. He doesn't seem to be very much arguing about it. Nobody from the Musselman side is either.
They're going to rule it a ball, but I heard something, so I thought that it hit his helmet potentially.
Might have hit the catcher's helmet.
Yeah, I think it caught the catcher's glove and it went by.
But both runners advanced to second and third, and McClintock has a 4-hit night. That gets down for extra bases. 2 runs are in to score. The Applemen regain the lead at 7-6 here in the 6th inning. RBI single for Wyatt McClintock. 2 RBIs on that one. And that will bring Trevor Bohr to the plate.
There's your possible player of the game if things hold up with 4 hits. But I think there's a lot more at-bats and a lot more moments in this game yet. But he certainly has come through big with 2 outs there. That's huge for a sophomore to come in and get a big hit off the senior, especially after he just threw the ball right behind him and kind of dazed him a bit, but stayed focused, drove that ball to left center.
Bohr takes this one low for a ball. Top of the 6th inning, 7-6 our score, and what has been an excellent ball game. Really couldn't ask for anything else here in the sectional championship. These 2 teams very close all season long. Very close again here tonight. Pitch hits the zone for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Bohr, who he was able to reach on an infield single his last time up. He's 1 for 3 on the day.
Big spot here for Ruest to get out of this thing.
Bohr hits a chopper up the middle. French flips to Connor at second for the final out of the inning, but Wyatt McClintock, the 2 RBI single to give Musselman the 7-6 lead on a 4-hit day now from McClintock. We head to the bottom of the 6th with the Eagles coming back to the plate. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 60 seconds.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Musselman has regained the lead here at 7-6. An excellent game between the Applemen and the Eagles. 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th with Hedgesville coming back to the plate. That error trip, costly.
Yeah, that tripped up when he tripped up on his feet out there. I mean, that ended up costing, costing him. You can't give a team like Musselman 4 outs. Braylon Connors here. He's going to have to keep his composure. Sometimes you get excited, you want to do too much, but he just needs to get up and get on and put that behind him. And I don't think it's wearing on him too much, because I think it wasn't necessarily just an error where he flubbed it. I think he just lost his footing out there as he kind of backpedaled. But regardless, his team's down one after Musselman took advantage of a 4-out inning. And he's got to get on base and do his job here as a leadoff.
Connor sends this one to left center field. Going back. And that ball is gone.
Oh, no, it's off the fence.
Oh, no, it's off the wall here in left center field. Braylon Connor certainly gave it a ride, and it looked like initially like maybe it was going to leave the park as well, but it stays in, and a leadoff double. And like we said, this one far from over with Brown coming to the plate.
It carried and carried. The reason why you thought it was gone because when it dropped on that. There's a white sign out there. We just lost it.
I didn't know where the ball was.
And I didn't know it wasn't going either until I seen it rolling towards Patterson. But he gave it all he had and hit it just 1 foot short of being gone. But he did get that double out of it. As when he first hit it, you seen the lower kind of called for it like I got it. And he just started going back. Then he just kept going back and he just kept carrying. And then they hit that white sign out there. We lost it for a second, but it's just huge right there with nobody out and man on second. And I doubt Hedgesville bunts. They would probably take 3 shots at trying to hit him in.
Especially with these guys following him in the lineup and Noah Brown, who's been red hot this whole sectional tournament. Jackson Rest, who's struggled a little bit tonight. He did have a big RBI single in the 4th inning. But other than that, he is 1 for 3. Pedersen has obviously been great all season as one of the bats in this lineup, and Connor Quinn hits the ball hard. So, a lot of guys behind him here due up that could come through and drive in this run with the runner on second base.
We have a final score update as Jefferson scores 10 unanswered runs to take game 1 of the softball regional.
Brown, though, does lay down a bunt. Going to be a tough play for the lefty Bohr. He comes up and throws the first. They're going to say Myers was off the bag. It's an infield single for Noah Brown, and the Eagles have runners at the corners with nobody out.
He's going to go out. Coach Josh Hartman will go out, see if he can get a better view here possibly, or maybe home plate umpire had a better view. As he think maybe Moberly got back. He's going to ask for help. Actually, Myers did charge on that, so the throw was to Moberly, the second baseman. It pulled him a little wide. It surprised me as much I believe it surprised Stevens and Bohr, and he's going to stay safe down there. But he pushed it up to third base, signed a great bunt. Bohr did a great job coming off. He left-handed, come throw across, threw back, and threw just a bit wide. It was in time, but just pulled Moberly slightly off the bag.
So that'll bring Jackson Rest to the plate. He had a go-ahead RBI single in the 4th inning, but now Musselman in the lead at 7-6. Runners on the corners, nobody out here in this 6th inning.
Great time to squeeze here because both fielders are back, and
Jackson's a pretty good bunter. Could be on. The pitch here from Bohr is hit toward second base. That will be deep enough to score the run and tie this one up at 7. Fielder's choice gets the out at second base, but we're back tied, and another RBI tonight for Jackson Rivest. With Pedersen coming to the plate, he has a 2-hit day, a home run and a double. He's also flown out.
He's been hot.
Once again, apologies for our connection issues. We were running smoothly, and now we're not.
Hedgesville keeps cutting our internet off.
7-7, the score here in the 6th.
No 5G towers out here.
Pitch to Pedersen. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Interesting thing about Pedersen is sometimes his number's 11, sometimes it's 26, depending on the jersey. I'm wearing the 26 here tonight.
That is true.
Throw over, not in time, sliding back in safely.
It's his twin brother, maybe. 2012, the last time that Musselman has won the section. I got the confirmation from Mark Darlington.
The 0-1 pitch. Pedersen gives this a ride to center field. Getting there to make the play is Kyle War. Now 2 down in the inning. Pedersen retired, and Connor Quinn coming back to the plate now, who's hitless so far, 0 for 2 with a walk.
Musselman went with the man on he'll run for the pitcher now with 2 outs. You're going to get number 3, I believe. Now they're going to get Ian Wolf, number 5.
Makes a lot more sense.
So going to get Ruest off the bases there. But it's kind of interesting that Musselman had the corners up and in the middle back and double play depth, giving up that run on a double, in exchange for a double play there with, one more at bat. But it worked out. Of course, they got the out. So, that's just a call on the coach how he wants to play it. But they were back, and that allowed Jackson to just hit the ball on the ground and get that RBI and ground to the fielder's choice.
Pitch misses low to Connor Quinn. 1-0 with 2 outs here in the inning. A runner on first, bottom of the 6th between Hedgesville and Musselman. A great back and forth game here in the sectional championship. The winner of this one heads to Jefferson for the regional. The pitch from Trevor Boris, swing and a miss for strike 1.
One could say an all-time classic.
This is a good one. These guys are just battling and battling. Hedgesville put up 5 that inning, and they've been kind of shut down up to this point for the most part, and they were taken out of a second and third inning with a double play, and Musselman had chipped away and got runs each inning here and there, and they end up leaving 3 runners. So
1-1 pitch misses outside for a ball. 2-1. If you remember last year, we had a great game between Musselman and Martinsburg to decide the section, and the craziness we had in that game on the drop third strike play that extended the ball game.
Yeah, that was wild.
2-1, called strike 2.
Musselman scored in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 2 in the sixth. Musselman. Hedgesville scored 5 in the second, and then 1 in the fourth, and then 1 this inning. So they're starting to fire that offense back up here later in the game.
2-2, 2 down, runner on first. The pitch from Bohr, swing and miss, strike 3. Throw down at first, I'm going to say it was fouled off.
No, he's caught him fair. It says he swung at it, and with 2 outs, you can advance. So he was saying he was struck out, but he was safe at the moment until they got him out at first or tugged him.
So Quinn goes down with the drop third strikeout, and we head to the 7th inning. Our score 7-7. 7's all over the board as we head to the 7th. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Catch the excitement of the West Virginia High School baseball and softball seasons on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hit it into left field, and that'll drop. Coming around is Siffert, and the ball is going to slow up, and he's going to score, and Martinsburg's going to walk it off and get the win.
We have over 25 games scheduled featuring the schools in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Every game will be live right here on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10, and our WRNR TV YouTube page.
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear the latest in local sports.
Spring Mills, Hedgesville, Martinsburg went 2-2. Martinsburg might be looking like the favorites right now because the most recent meetings against Spring Mills and Hedgesville, they were the victors in. But you never know. Any given night, these teams can win.
Tune into the Sports Mix with Spencer, Nick, and Colin. Weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV 10, and streaming live on the TV 10 Facebook page.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. We're tied at 7 as we head to the 7th. Stevens, Levy, Moberly due up for the Appleman, bottom of the order here, Tripp, and we talked about earlier this was going to be the last time that you saw the top. At the time you gave up the lead, but you see the bottom here in a tie game. We'll see if the bottom can produce for the Appleman.
You got the bottom versus the bottom here in the 7th as Musselman's got their 6, 7, or that 7, 8, 9 coming up, and then as we come in, we're going to have the 6, 7, 8, 9 for Hedgesville come up. So going to be the battle of the bottoms if that stands true. As an advantage Hedgesville at this point is their bottom has been productive, even more productive than Musselman's bottom as in this series here.
Just one hit here from the 7, 8, 9 guys tonight. The next pitch from Ruest with a ball on the outside part. Hedgesville crowd thought it was going to be strike 2.
Everybody's hanging on every pitch now as you see those 3 7s across the board there.
Next pitch, breaking ball that again just misses for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Dylan Stevens, who is 0 for 3. He's put the ball in play each at bat, a ground out, and a line out so far for Stevens. The next pitch on 2-1 is fouled away by Dylan.
So the last time Hedgesville won the section, they ended up winning the region and going down to states before falling to Hurricane in the first round of the state tournament. on a 1-0 shutout. That must have been a great game.
I think it went about an hour and 20 minutes, and we were out of there. I think Blackwell and DeLauder went after each other in a pretty tight game that came down to the wire.
3-2 count here on Stevens. The next pitch from Ruest is hit right back to Ruest, and he'll come off the mound and throw to first for the first out of the 7th. Like a round out for Dylan Stevens. 0 for 4 day, and Levy coming to the plate. They're going to let Cohen Rutherford hit here. Trying to get something out of this 8-hole.
And bring Rutherford in here. And they've had 2 strikeouts and an infield pop-up from this spot, so get Rutherford in there. This is probably the speedier of the 3. If he can get the ball down on the ground, run it out, gives him an opportunity, plus gives him speed on the bases if he gets on. And Musselman needs to get someone on here to try to get back to the top with Lohr and Hartman and that bunch.
First pitch from Ruest to Rutherford is taken outside for ball 1. So third hitter to get the DH assignment here in the 8-hole. The 1-0 pitch from Ruest, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Ruest really, grinding out there as his pitch count's definitely risen. I would probably venture to say in the 80s by now.
Jefferson gets the 10-5 win over Hedgesville in Game 1 of the softball regional.
I already said that.
I just was replaying it.
The 81st pitch from Ruest there as he goes down 2-1 count here to Rutherford.
There was 10 straight runs for Jefferson in that one.
Pitch here hits the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down for Rutherford with nobody on the base pass for the Appleman. Jackson Rest in relief of Tanner Matthew. We're tied at 7 here in the 7th between Musselman and Hedgesville. The next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3.
You can see the emotions on Jackson Rest's face right there after that strikeout.
I'll bring Moberly to the plate. He does have the 1 hit out of the bottom of the order here tonight. A single, ground out, and a strikeout for him. Single coming back in the 2nd inning. Pitch here from Ruest. Check swing. Did he go around? No, according to first base umpire.
Jeff King.
Jeff King down there giving the safe sign as Moberly's going to try to turn this lineup over, get back to the top here, and get those guys that are hit the ball in the gaps a chance to drive him in. Try to get on. Ruest is trying to shut the door here and give his bottom of the order a chance to walk it off.
Next pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-0 count, 2 down here in the 7th. Pitch from Ruest. Misses outside for ball 3.
I hope everyone at home can see this game because the emotions and the guys jumping up and down and all that's happening here has just been, it's just a great atmosphere, great baseball atmosphere. We wouldn't want to be any place else tonight.
Pitch called a strike, 3-1 count with 2 down. The next pitch from the lefty. Lined into center field, a diving effort from Chris French, and he makes the play. And that sums up what Tripp was just talking about. Guys laying it all on the line here tonight. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Eagles trying to carry that momentum into a walk-off. We'll have to stay tuned and find out. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Catch the excitement of the West Virginia High School baseball and softball seasons on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hit it into left field, and that'll drop. Coming around is Sifford, and the ball is going to slow up, and he's going to score, and Martinsburg's going to walk it off and get the win.
We have over 25 games scheduled featuring the schools in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Every game will be live right here on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10, and our WRNR TV YouTube page.
Join us at the golf tournament June 8th at 9 a.m. at Crest Street. Support your dogs.
We welcome you back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Eagles trying to walk it off as we head to the bottom of the 7th in this sectional championship game between Musselman and Hedgesville. And we saw this in the first round when they took on Spring Mills. The Eagles had a team meeting to help rally them and get that comeback, and they just had one here right before the 7th, besides the guys kind of due up, grabbing their bat and being ready, but everybody else going into the batting cage to talk things over here before the 7th inning, or the bottom of the 7th inning, I should say, and we are at the bottom of the order, but it's been a productive bottom of the order tonight and really all season for Hedgesville, Pence, French, Canerium, Gannett, all of them hitting above 250 on the year entering tonight's game. Trevor Bohr, though, has been great in this inning in particular all season. The first pitch from Bohr, taking low for ball 1.
See the sophomore here pitch. He can, hold these emotions together, have a good at bat, and then pass it on down to the senior French, who's been feeling it tonight and playing well in the second base spot.
Pitch to Pence, a big swing and a foul tip. 1-1 count. He is 1 for 3 tonight with a single, ground out, and a fly out. Every time you think one of these two teams might go away, the other one responds. Next pitch here from Trevor Bohr is called a strike 2.
Yeah, that caught the zone.
Nice pitch by Trevor there on the inner half. Hard pitch to turn on there. Says he's been beating the outside up. Get to a point sometimes where neither team wants to win. They're just trying not to lose, and that's how you tighten up.
1-2, a swing and a miss. Strike 3, throw down in time for the first down of the inning. So Pence goes down on the strikeout, and Chris French comes to the plate. He has a 2-hit day with an error. So been able to reach all 3 times. Put the ball in play as well with Canerium in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, sometimes the teams just tighten up and neither want to lose. And, somebody's going to have to get out here and take it. French is one of those kids who's been really good on both sides of the ball here tonight. And senior, played in a lot of baseball games. And, I don't think this atmosphere here is too big for him by any means as we have a sophomore lead off, then a senior, then a sophomore, then a senior behind him. So a couple seniors.
This one hit hard into left field. French giving it a ride. It's off the wall and left. French is in there with a double with 1 out in the inning. Thought for a second Chris French was going to end the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ground ruled, doubled that thing, and he's just been on fire since they've taken the DH away from his spot there, and he found some power there as that ball got all the way out there and got near that Maynard concrete spot there and signed excellent painting in that area and just one hop that thing over the wall.
Chris French with a 3-hit day here tonight. Trent Canerium has an RBI single as well as another single and a 2-hit day for him. Now the winning run at second base. We've seen him get a go-ahead hit before this season in the bottom of the 6th inning.
You got Bohr out there on the mound, much like Tanner earlier. He just doesn't get rattled too much. And, there's a man on second. He knows what he's got to do. And Musselman needs to, figure out how to get out of this jam.
The 0-1 with 1 away. Canerium fights it off. Curveball.
Great catch by Coach Hartman down there.
Hedgesville is a base hit away. You're kind of in a catch-22 in the outfield. You want to play, you want to play up far enough so that if a base hit comes in, you got a chance for an out at home. But Canerium has enough power that it forces, their outfield back so the ball doesn't get hit over their head on a fly ball that could just be out number 2. So got to kind of play it straight up still.
0-2 with 1 out. And Canerium calls time. Runner on second base, 1 down in the inning, 7-7 here in the bottom of the 7th. Hedgesville trying to walk it off against Musselman and win the Section 1 championship. Canerium ground ball hit toward third. Stevens fields it off the hop cleanly, throws to first. Canerium dives in at first but is ruled out.
Great play over there by Stevens, great arm. And a good stretch there by Myers as you got 2 outs here. And if that ball gets by Stevens in the outfield, this game's over. He come back, took a hop. We're going to see a pinch hitter, Lane DeLauder, come in for Gage Gano here.
Lane a little bit more power in the bat than Gano. So DeLauder hasn't hit in a while. So a little bit of an interesting call in terms of the fact that he hasn't had a lot of at-bats recently. But
I think it was late April.
He's going to get an opportunity here with a runner on second base and 2 down, and the game tied at 7, I should say.
Got a chance to get this walk-off as he's got a victory in this, 2 victories in this section.
Pitch here to DeLauder, a big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, he's got 2 wins on the mound. He has a chance here to hit his team to the 3rd win.
Looking for a sectional tournament MVP if they give that out. The 0-1 with 2 down, a runner on second in French. The pitch from Bohr, lined into left field. That's down for a base hit. French is rounding 3rd, and the Eagles walk it off and win the Region 2 Section 1 championship over Musselman on the Lane DeLauder walk-off single. French coming around to score from second. They'll meet Jefferson next week for the Regional Championship Series. For Musselman, it's back-to-back years losing here in this sectional, and you feel for the Applemen as Hedgesville showing their respect. They know these 2 teams are very close, and they go out and comfort Trevor Bohr, it looks like. But a great game, a great series, a great sectional tournament, and ultimately Hedgesville comes out on top trip, but it wasn't easy, and these 2 teams really battled all year.
Yeah, an unbelievable game here. I mean, these 2 guys came in, 2 and 2 on the series, and Hedgesville had their backs against the wall, had to win 2 against Musselman, who had a lot of pitching depth there, and they just kept hitting and stayed in the game there, and they just showed their resiliency, and the home crowd here has just been a great atmosphere, and as these 2 teams just battled, and we've seen some things we didn't think we'd see with Matthews and Stevens coming out early, and then we've seen those guys just these other guys play their butts off, to give their team a chance to win, and seen Ruiz come in and just be a leader that he is and give his team a chance and shut that thing down. So, just a great night for this Hedgesville team, and just a letdown for this Musselman team that came into this thing, and probably I'm sure they was the number 1 seed based on that pitching depth, but the Hedgesville team just found a way to they just got better and better offensively as they went.
And we will take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the post-game show. We'll be joined by our player of the game along with Coach Grove. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the Postgame Show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as the Hedgesville Eagles get the 8-7 win over Musselman in 7 innings. An excellent ball game between the Applemen and the Eagles. The Eagles advance. They are the Region 2 Section 1 champs. They will take on Jefferson for the region. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin here on the postgame show. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman. And back in the studio is Kyle McLaughlin, and it's a Lane DeLauder walk-off single to score Chris French after the double that he had earlier in the inning. Trip, Lane not necessarily known for his bat, but he comes through and they call on him, and we were a little bit surprised that they went to Lane DeLauder, for being honest, just because he hasn't hit that much this season, especially as of late. But hey, did a great job and came through.
Yeah, not that we didn't think he'd get it done. We just haven't seen him that much at the plate, and it's a big spot to come in. But young man come in, found a pitch he could handle, and then just ripped it out into left field and hopped out of a sight's glove and didn't even get a chance to get a play at the plate. So things were, the gut feeling sometimes is what you need. His 10th hit on the year, and I think it's his 8th or 9th RBI, but it was the biggest RBI of the season here for Hedgesville, as they got contribution up and down that lineup once again, as they once again put 13 hits on the box. As last night they had 12 hits, so 25 hits in 2 nights, and you look 25 hits. You're not going to win a lot of series that way. So just hats off to the bottom of their lineup, and I think that's just talked about it a couple times already. But their 6 through 9 have just been on fire, and it's just been fun to watch these younger guys get better and better and get more confidence. And Pedersen hitting the home run. I mean you could literally give this
player of the game to everybody that played.
Yeah, and it's like again last night they get up and down the lineup. They just have hits, and Connor has 3 hits, and Brown has hit, Ruiz to hit, Pedersen with 2, and Quinn, who's had an RBI. Quinn, who had an overnight for a change, but Pence and Pritch and Canarium and Lane DeLauder, now just all these guys having, contributing, and that's what makes a team, and that's what gives you championships, So Musselman couldn't get it done there in the bottom of the order, couldn't put those runs on in the 7th, and it came down to the bottom of the order versus the bottom of the order, and Hedgesville just had advantage there as they had a 5-run inning, and then they let Musselman sneak back in it, and then Jackson Ruiz came in and shut the door for the most part, and at that point it just came down to the 7th inning, and who was going to score that run, and French and DeLauder got it done there at the end.
Our game summary brought to you by the Farmers Mechanics Insurance Companies. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809. Go to FMIWV.com. Real quick here, Musselman grabs the early 1-0 lead. They would get 2 more in the top of the 2nd before the Eagles answer at 5, then 2 in the 3rd from the Applemen, 1 in the bottom of the 4th, 2 in the 6th from Musselman, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th to win it 8-7. We'll now send it down to Spencer Dupuis, who's with our player of the game.
Joined on the field by Jackson Ruiz. Gutsy performance for your team tonight. You guys probably knew that they weren't going to give up after last night, but you're forced to come in and pitch, and a gutsy performance getting out of those jams. How's it feel to be a sectional champ?
Oh, it feels great. It feels great to do it in 2 sports now, so just got to keep going moving forward.
There was 2 tough spots for you out there where you were able to get big strikeouts. What does that say kind of about the pitching selection that you had tonight, and just your overall, for Coach Grove to say, I'm going to bring you in after kind of a short rest?
To be able to come in with, I could pretty much throw every pitch I had tonight for a strike, so that was big. I could keep them guessing on what I was going to throw, so I think that definitely helped me out a lot.
And then said it once again, you guys are going to face Jefferson again, a shot to go to the state tournament. You guys did it in 2019. You weren't on the team, but your team did it as they won the section and then won the region. How is it going to feel if you're able to do that this year?
It's going to feel just as good as it did this, maybe a little bit better, just so we can go down to Charleston. It'll be huge to be able to go down and compete in the state tournament with 4 other teams in the state. I think it would be a big deal. So we're excited.
Congrats on the win, and go and enjoy it with your team.
Thank you.
Back up to you while we wait for a couple other guys.
Thank you, Spencer, as, again, Hedgesville getting the win, 8-7, first sectional championship for the Eagles since 2019. And it's Lane DeLauder with the walk-off hit, and Spencer standing with him now. Take it away.
We're now joined by Lane DeLauder. And Lane, you don't usually get hitting situations here late this season, and Coach put you in there. What were you thinking? Were you trying to get him? Were you trying to get him to give you the situation?
No, honestly, I was kind of sitting there. They wanted to give me the day off from throwing yesterday, and honestly, I never thought a day of my life that I'd come out here and get the opportunity to make the game-winning hit. But come out here, settle down. You got to do what you got to do for the team.
How's it feel to be a sectional champ?
It feels amazing. First time ever, definitely something I'll always remember for the rest of my life. Couldn't have asked for a better group of teammates to spend the time with, and they're all great teammates. Definitely helped throughout the whole way, and couldn't ask for a better team.
And you pitched 2 times during the sectional tournament, and your team was able to advance here and go to the regional tournament next week. Jefferson's going to be a tough opponent, but what are your thoughts after this just sectional tournament win?
Honestly, I think we just need to not let off. We need to go right back to work immediately. Take this win in, celebrate the sectional champ, and get right back to work. Come out against Jefferson and fire it up, and let's go.
Thanks for the time. Congrats. Go enjoy it with your team.
Thank you.
We'll send it back up to you while we wait for Chris French.
Thank you, Spencer, as Lane DeLauder comes through with the walk-off single. And great interviews so far. Some good stuff from these kids. Obviously, they're excited about the win, but I think the big thing that I took away from both of those is they know that Jefferson's a huge challenge, obviously the premier program here in the state.
Yeah, just a huge challenge. I mean, but, I still think this sectional, prepares you for what you're going to face down there, tight games, guys that put the ball in play and hit the baseball and then put pressure on you, and then they throw the ball well, don't throw a lot of walks. So, I think I think they're prepared. I think this team, if any team in the EPAC right now, the way they're playing, can hit with anybody, and that's just, an amazing feat what they were able to do in the last couple of days without, putting the ball in play the way they did and barreling balls up against some really good pitching, and just having the grit to overcome and the guts to overcome some of their mistakes and not take them back to the field or take them out to the plate. Just a great team all around.
The guy that's overcome some things this year is Chris French. Spencer's down there with him.
Chris French, and, you've had an interesting season. You've been getting pinch hit a lot or DH for a lot this season. You get a big opportunity tonight, and you don't have any RBIs, but you have huge hits that bring in runs. You score the winning run in this one. How's it feel?
It feels pretty good coming from a group of seniors who haven't won much in their life, so, yeah.
What's this kind of whole series been like? You guys had your, you knew that it was kind of an odd situation because you won on Friday night to get here. You're able to host, but you had to win 2 to get the whole thing. What was that kind of adversity like?
It was tough, but yesterday we came out, we hit the ball really hard. Today was a tough game, tough battle, but.
What are your thoughts going into this regional tournament next week?
I think we got to rest up. Mainly it's our pitching that keeps us in a lot of games, but we got to keep hitting the ball hard and it's tough.
Congrats on the win. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
We'll send it back up to you till I can get Coach Grove.
Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Chris, as well.
Chris says his pitching keeps them in the game, but daggone if they don't hit it as well. So, they are just putting runs on the board or not laying down. They went down 3-0, and they've had a couple big innings, the last 2 nights. And I just can't get over, how this team has grown up in especially the last couple of weeks. And, they've just done a tremendous job over there and become a really good team, and I think Musselman down there, you see them, their season ended, but I think they left a lot on the table, and sometimes when you are, kind of slated to number 1, you get a monkey, you get that mark on your back, and then you play kind of under, just play kind of stressed, and I think that's what you've seen with them a little bit, and I think they just didn't quite get it done, but hats off to them for a great season as well.
All right, there's Spencer with Coach Grove. Spencer, go ahead and finish up these interviews.
Now joined by Coach Grove. You got the water bath earlier, and what are the emotions after this one?
They just deserve it. And, these teams are equal. I said that before we started. Came down to a big hit at the end. This was a response game. Everybody had a response and, the alternative inning. And it just happened to be we had the last at bat, and that's why that matters. And couldn't be more proud of our guys and just everything that they stand for and how they had to execute to win this game.
We'll kind of go in order here, and
You have to take Matthew out early. You put in Rue West, and he goes the rest of the game for a gutsy performance for him, trying to get out of some big jams.
Yeah, and, Tanner's pitched against him 3 times in 3 weeks. And, on hindsight, maybe that's not fair to him. But I love the kid. He's as gritty as they come. I don't think he could execute some of his off-speed pitches tonight, and that's what hurt him. So, he was upset about a quick hook, as anybody would be, but we're going to need him again. And that's the bright thing. And for Jackson, I've called him a warrior. He's a gamer. He's Hedgesville through and through. And this is a signature moment for him and for this program.
And Chris French gets a big double for you there. Looking back through the stats this season, you kind of DH for him at some points in the year, and he comes in the bottom of the 7th inning big time for you, or for your team, and he's able to hit that double to the wall.
Yeah, so he signifies this group as good as anyone, and he's a JV kid his sophomore year when a lot of his other friends got called up. He never gave up the program, and he's so smooth at second base, and he's developed. He deserved this moment. It was always being kind of an afterthought on some of these teams. He wasn't an afterthought on this team, and he had a tremendous year, and this was a capping moment for him.
And then obviously the big at the end where you put in Lane to pinch hit. He hasn't hit a lot here in the last couple. I'd say since Myrtle Beach, he hasn't really hit a lot, and you come in, you have the faith in him to do that. And
he thinks he's going to get a hit every time, no matter how bad he looks or how good he looks. And he had the quiet optimism. I thought it just was the right situation for him. If it doesn't work, I'm an idiot. But it worked, and I wasn't. So I'm super happy for him, who hadn't got to hit much the last 10, 15 games. Maybe that'll buoy him to a big outing on the mound and maybe another big hit down the road.
And final one here, kind of a culmination of things when you look back a couple of weeks ago, a month or so ago, you guys kind of look back at that 10 years ago for that last state championship. And then 2019 was the last time you guys won the section, and you won the region as well that year. What are you telling your team kind of going into next week, and just overall thoughts on being able to break through this year after that tough season you had last year?
10 years ago, this was a year after I graduated, and so I was a part of it, but I wasn't a part of it. And we had a great chance a couple of years ago, and the state was so deep that year, it felt like, you're going to face somebody that's elite. I think all 4 kids went to Division I colleges to pitch that started those first games down there. I don't know if I see that around the state this year, but I see a team back here that's peaking, that's seizing the moment, and that's what that team 10 years ago had. And a lot of people have told me this team's kind of reminiscent of them, because they're not going to get the label as the most talented team in the world. They're going to be sort of pushed to the side. But we're sitting at Greenbrier East on a Saturday.
I think Hedgesville had seen Musselman so much and vice versa that they were getting pretty comfortable with hitting each other around there. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a great series. Jefferson's going to get 2 games at home. That's going to be probably, a factor somewhat as we see what Hedgesville can do here on their home field. And it's going to be a great matchup as they both can hit the ball, have big innings. They both bunt. They both are good on the bases. They both have depth. They both have 2 or 3 good starters, and then they have some guys that can eat up some innings. So, it's a race to 2. And it's going to be a shorter, it's not going to be quite the tournament, many games as we've seen as sectional. I think that benefits Hedgesville a little bit as they're kind of hot here, but it's going to be a week, and they're going to have to figure out a way to keep this momentum going, keep those bats hot, and keep doing what they've been doing in that batting cage and this camaraderie that they've developed, and keep these younger guys hitting and keep that momentum going. As far as Jefferson goes, I mean, they're the big dog until you knock them off. I mean, you see what they've done. They've played some really good teams in the state. Got some big wins down there, Bridgeport, and the team that beat them last year in the state tournament, George Washington. So, they ended their section pretty quick and pretty decisively. And so, they are just sitting down there getting better each day, I'm sure. They practice hard. They practice a lot of throw a lot of bullpens, and they're not just sitting down there waiting. They're going to work, and they're going to get some. Both these teams are going to play a game or 2 probably between now and then, or at least 1 game maybe, to stay sharp against another opponent that's still in the sectional tournament and probably in the AA or single A. But I just can't wait to get down there and see it and see if Hedgesville can continue this momentum and these younger guys can continue to come up big in these big moments, because that's where it's at. I mean, the expectation of, not taking nothing away from what Braylon Connor can do or what Jackson Ruess does or, what some of these seniors do, but to see the Pedersons and to see the Canariums and the Pences and those guys come through, and then you got what French's has been able to do in the last half of the season. Just that bottom of the order is just unbelievable, and Jefferson's going to have their hands full if these guys continue to hit 25 hits in the last 2 nights. And Jefferson does what they do. They like to play close games and keep it tight, and so it's going to be they don't walk a lot of guys, but they're with
should be another great regional series between Hedgesville and Jefferson next week. We'll bring it all or most of it to you. Certainly looking forward to it. But once again, your final score here: Hedgesville gets the win 8-7. Quickly, we'll run down our Braylon Connor, a 3-hit game. Noah Brown, a 1-hit game. 1 hit for Ruess, 2 hits for Pedersen, including a home run. Connor Quinn, an 0-for-3 day. Landon Pence, a 1-for-4 day. French, 2-for-4, 2 runs scored, including the winning run. Canarium, 2-for-4. Gano, 0-for-3, and a walk-off single from Lane DeWater. 13 hits for the Eagles and 35 at-bats, and they score 8 runs. Tanner Matthew goes 2 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned, 2 strikeouts. Ruess comes in. Relief gets the win in 5 innings of work for him. 3 hits, 2 runs, no earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Musselman. A great season for the Applemen as well. Fortunately, somebody had to lose here tonight, and Musselman comes up short, 8-7 loss. Still on the field, still kind of taking it in with this senior-led team. Kyle Lohr, 2-for-4. Hartman, 3-for-4, 2 RBIs and a home run. Boyles, 1-for-4. Myers hit a home run. McClintock goes 3-for-4 with 2 RBIs. And then this bottom, 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. And Trevor Bohr, 3 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs come across, none of them earned, 2 strikeouts. Hedgesville once again gets the win, 8-7. We have kind of multiple players of the game, but our main player of the game, I guess we could say, is Jackson Ruess. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, and Chris French at the plate with the run scored. Our player of the game brought to you by WV Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, leading healthcare here and everywhere, and, of course, Lane DeWater with the walk-off hit. So that does it here for us. For back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin, Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, Spencer Dupuis, Trip Tobin, I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long, everyone. Have a good night, and we'll be back on the air tomorrow for the softball regional final, potentially, if Jefferson were to win at Hedgesville. Colin McLaughlin's back on the other side of this 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Have a good night, everyone.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome into the Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 post-game scoreboard show brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, and what a game that we just had on for you. Final score again, Hedgesville 8, Musselman 7. The Eagles walk it off on a Lane DeLauder single in the bottom of the 7th to advance to the regional champion and be Class AAA Region 2 Section 1 champions. They will take on Jefferson next week for the Region 2 series. Winner of that one heads to the state tournament in Charleston. One other game tonight, it was on the softball side of things, as that best 2 out of 3 for the Region 2 is going on, and it was the Jefferson Cougars in comeback fashion over the Hedgesville Eagles, picking up a 10-5 win. After they were down 5-0, they score 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 2 in the bottom of the 5th, 1 more in the bottom of the 6th, which means if Jefferson is to win tomorrow at Hedgesville, they'll be crowned the Region 2 champions once again and have a shot at defending their state championship in a few weeks. We'll have that game for you on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. First pitch for tomorrow's game from Hedgesville on the softball diamond will be at 7 p.m. Pregame coverage will begin at 6:40. Over to Major League Baseball now. Some scores from the MLB. A few games already going final. Let's start off with the 2 local ones. It was the Nationals falling to the Miami Marlins tonight, 5-4. The Baltimore Orioles, after losing yesterday to the Angels, get the win today over LA by a final score of 7-3. Our last local one, the Tigers, shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-0. Games currently in action in the MLB in the middle of the 8th inning. It is the Yankees leading the Blue Jays 5-3. The end of the 8th, it's the Red Sox leading the Mariners 9-4. In the top of the 9th, it's the Rays leading the Mets 8-3. At the end of the 6th inning, it's the Milwaukee Brewers leading the Cardinals 3-2. In the bottom of the 7th, it's the Rangers leading the Braves 4-1. Also in the top of the 7th, it's the Astros leading the Cubs 5-1. In the bottom of the 6th, it's the White Sox leading Cleveland 6-1. In the top of the 6th inning, it's the Reds and the Rockies in a pitcher's duel. Both teams knotted up at 0-0, and both teams also knotted up with 1 hit each through those 5 innings. Game just underway between the Diamondbacks and the A's, so still scoreless in the top of the 1st there. And in the bottom of the 1st, the Royals and the Padres are still scoreless. And in the top of the 1st, just getting underway, it's the Phillies and the Giants. At 10:10 tonight, it's the Twins and the Dodgers. And that's it in the MLB. Let's go to the NBA as the Western Conference Finals currently in action on ESPN. And at halftime, it is the 1-seeded Denver Nuggets taking a 18-point lead into the half over the LA Lakers. Your score at the half, Denver 72, the Lakers 54. So the 1 seed at home so far looking so good as this in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Again, your final score from our sectional championship, Hedgesville 8, Musselman 7. Hedgesville wins Region 2, Section 1. They will take on the Section 2 champion next week, Jefferson. Stay tuned to our social media for times of those games as well as the days. This has been West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. I'm Colin McLaughlin. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.